And we are back. Another night at ESA's. Another night with a lot of siege potential. If so, maybe 45 rounds. But let's stay back. I'm Mighty, and I'm joined by the one and only, the main man himself by ESA, Boost to the max.
Good evening, Mighty. Nice to be here again.
Very nice to be here, especially because we have casted alongside last week, so I'm pretty much in an enjoyable ride to see what we can have to witness today.
Mm-hmm.
These teams have shown potentially the last seasons, also the last play days, that they deserve to compete in this tournament. So I'm just determined to see which team will get the upper hand here, because we know for a fact these teams have presented themselves, maybe not at his best, but good enough. So both these teams have done a lot of prep work for this playday. So I'm just a little bit curious to see which team has done the most work upon their opponents, just to see how they are ongoing. So let's look at these stats a little bit.
Yeah, of course, we also gotta give our viewers a little bit of a heads up here, right, Mighty? Of course, some of our viewers might be seeing Team Asgard, and I have absolutely no clue who those people are. But those are, of course, the members of Ghost Army, or Ghost Army Solaire, as they were called at one point. Of course, the Solaire organization has disbanded, meaning that the other Solaire team also will be renamed. But in this case, the Ghost Army team have luckily found a new home, and they found a home at Team Asgard, and that's what they're called right now.
Yeah, so that means we have got a new name, but we will meet these players. We have already met them. We've already seen them in the previous playday. So we know for a fact they are capable, and they're not a little bit, but they're fully capable of competing against these full-sized, great-known, well-resumed teams. As also MVG. I posted it on Twitter. It is the name MVG, the last LAN winners in Dortmund. May they have done some adaptations on the roster, though. But still, this team has already shown themselves and given us visuals inside of they're much capable of just not only reliving that name of MVGs, but also not only being in that same meta, but also able to move beyond the scenarios that they have already met in that name and also in that organization. But if we just look at these values a little bit, we have a lot of low cost values that may also prevent themselves of saying that they didn't have that good of a play the last day. I would just say a conclusion of that is if you just look on these KDs and on the cost values, ANA on a 37% cost value and 05 KD, not that good. Even also just on the main frag position with an Ash on an 052 KD with a 43% cost, not that well good. Also, you just see at all these other support operators, they're not moving that far over that, even though that means that they have had a rough play day. So I think that team has definitely been determined by their organization staff, also by their analyst and coach, that they need to do something. They need to bring more. And that is the thing that we are happy to see if they have done the prep work that they need for the team of Asgard, to seeing if they are able to move beyond their, I would say, their ratio of the past play day.
Yeah, and as I'm hearing that the lobby is pretty much ready, we will potentially find another moment later on in the stream to still go even further in depth on this visual. But we have to move on, and we need to go to the next visual, which I believe is going to be here the map bands. Oh, no, sorry, map bands predictions in this case, which you can see right below us right now. And I'm actually somewhat impressed and interested here, because you can see pretty much the entire production team has actually gone for MVG, which in a way is very understandable. They've done great at the base tech LAN back in July, and in general in ESA they have been doing pretty well. Had a bit of a disband happening, got themselves a pretty new team, which didn't really do too well per se in the first round. I mean, they got eliminated. They brought up a nice match, but they did get eliminated. And also those statistics you just went over weren't per se the best for the side of MVG, but were still good in a way. Where, of course, for the side of Ghost Army, or in this case now called Team Asgard, we're looking a lot better. But there we're only seeing a 13% community vote.
Yeah, if you just look into that vote, we definitely see that MVG is in the top 10 section there, and Asgard is the complete underdog. Even though we're not in best of one matters anymore, so you don't have the advantage of, okay, I'm the underdog, I might get underestimated, and I'm not getting weighted the amount that they should have, so we can come out of a surprise scenario. But that won't happen in this best of 3 series. But if we talk about the best of 3 series, we need 3 potential maps. So slide over to the map ends.
Yeah, map bands, of course, one of the most important visuals to even talk over before the match even starts, and because it basically tells us where we're going to. In this case, I mean, I'm actually seeing some very familiar maps that we have seen very, very often. And well, in this case, we'll be starting on Clubhouse, where after that we're going to Chalet. And if it happens that both of the two teams win at least one of those maps, then we will be going to the decider, which is then going to be Cafe Dostoevsky. So very familiar maps that we have seen all too often. So we're very familiar with these maps. We know how they play out. We know what we can expect. It's really coming down to which team just does better on those maps. As well, we don't really often see too much new stuff coming or being brought to these maps. However, of course, with the new operator being released recently and being allowed here in ESA, maybe Scopus can bring some new stuff, but that's yet to be seen.
It's definitely to be seen, but that means already we got on our ears. The production team says we are ready to go. We're ready to stomp in that first map. So let's move upon Clubhouse. As we see the first visuals here, our map fly through. We have 4 spots. 3 of these are prioritized. 2 of them being very lethal, especially the basement that we're just seeing here is, as we have not called it upon so many times enough already, it is the most defending sided spot we have in competition Siege. That means something, that declares something, and that says for the defenders moving downstairs there first in the hands of MolotovGang that they will begin on the defensive side will need to win that spot every single time. They have a potentially 2 times in the map rotation and need to gain themselves 2 wins from that spot. After that section, we will go into the top floor. Even maybe that we will see Bar. I don't think so. Bar is more likely the better section spot for the PC players, but I will say that we will see placements onto both CCTV and Cash, maybe also Jim. But let's focus on these bands first. We got ourselves the first band in the hands of a Ying, maybe looking into a Monty. Monty's coming straight up. We know for a fact Ying covering, good for fast plans done, or just cleaning out areas, getting themselves better entries or gaining themselves better entry positionings. Monty, pure menace, pure fortress, living drone. Very hard to deal with him, especially if you move up on rafters, if you're so determined on defending the spotlight of CCTV and Cash Room. Valkyrie, very good pick with a good ban. It's a big map on Clubhouse, a lot of open areas that you need to clear. We have a lot of wooden floorage that's providing you a lot of opportunities to play vertical with a C4. Definitely understandable why we are dealing with that operator. And the last time ban, I will think we could potentially deal with an Azami, even though the teams like to play themselves, or a Mira. We're getting an Azami ban. That means Mira's on the board. Mira shall be played in the basement section, but Azami being cleared out, very understandable. These Q barriers, especially on rafters, pure menace, and also in the basement section, there are a lot of cheeky angles that you can build with that Azami. So that Azami being dealt with, definitely understandable.
Yeah, with these operator bans, we now know which operators we will not be seeing for this first matchup or for this first map of the day. But with operator picks now coming out, we at least know which bomb set we're going to be seeing and which defensive setup we may expect. Of course, we were talking about Mira, how she can be strong on maps like these. And in general, there's nothing too out of interesting. Goyo can definitely be very interesting to slow down the offense. And as the attackers are now about to read into what kind of defensive setup and what kind of operators have been brought, they will likely do some repicks to better suit this bomb site and offense that they're planning for. You can see that we're going to the basement first. Very understandable here from the side of MolotovGang, as it's in general just a pretty strong bomb site. Big bunker, a lot of hard walls on the sides, but mostly just a floor or the ceiling in this case being the big weakness of the bomb site. Some entry points and hatches to be reinforced. This is likely already being worked on at the moment by the defense, as they're now getting ready for the attackers to spawn and make their way to the building.
And we are pushing from that storage hall side, moving in from the southern end, and we're already pushing onto that garage section with the first entry coming by Yushiro. Moving in a little bit sounds on that oil pole section. Won't find an opponent there though. The entries are gained quite early, quite fast, meaning that Asgard here is determined to move along with a lot of pace, with a lot of aggression, as they're known for previously, not only fighting against well-resumed teams, but also determining and also forcing enemy teams like Entropy, their play style, as they're bringing a lot of force, and Entropy did not find the right solutions last season, as they need to find some defeats on that because of they didn't find some answers on that aggressiveness. Will, though, Team MolotovGang be the name that shall find the right adaptations on Asgard?
That's yet to be seen. We can see that the members of Asgard are already making a pretty nice entry into the building. Lots of full destruction already happening, especially with those random drones. Very effective. Seems like that Hibana is also using her first pallets to potentially open up some of those hatches. Don't see any impact. I mean, there's a lot of impact nades actually on this defensive side. I don't know what extent they have actually been using those to try and trick the hatch. I feel like that Hibana might have succeeded. She's now also going here for the hatch of the bar. This way the attackers are getting a nice bit of entry points and new lines of sight. But the kitchen hatch is actually still close, so she will start going for those again. And with the amount of impact still being available here to the defensive side, the attackers might have a very hard time keeping that hatch or getting that hatch opened up.
So nearly 2 minutes delta, and Asgard is not quite finding the right weight just to put some more pressure down below, as now we will soon see the first commitments of gunfights coming in, but Hachi is able to move away in the right-hand sections before you will get the first bullets on dealt within the first combat section. Now going down on the clock a little bit, and the force will soon come in. Hachi there with the cheeky head peeker, not getting some damage dealt on that head though. So 35 seconds left on the clock, and now we need to do something as Variox finds the first, just finds the second of the claims. But Krenzi finds his first reef back on Yuki. Moving in, there's a lot of force. Next kill being dealt with by Eine, putting down Shanzo.
And this leaves them with a 2 versus 3. The injured player getting finished by Eine, then gets another kill. So now there's just one attacker left standing versus 3 defenders. He does find the first, but gets damage from multiple directions. Doesn't know where to look. And then we can see that the final defensive members of the side of MVG find the final standing offensive player, and therefore secure the first defensive round here for the side of MVG, putting the score on a nice 0-1 to start with. It seems like we have a disconnect here, I guess. Yes, it seems like we have a disconnect.
Just look at these first gunfights coming by Varix and just opening that double kill section quite early on. Good entries with a lot of patience, with a lot of defensive determination, not leaving these in vulnerable positions, making them force the team of Asgard just to move in and just come close for these gunfights, and then also meeting them quite often. That is a good section here, better said, also a good, well put scenario for the hands of MolotovGang, as they just force upon their game plan onto Team Asgard, and Asgard just needs to do something, just adapt on that game strategy, move them up in the gunfights, and in that scenario, MVG was just better prepped for these gunfights and just moved on.
Yeah, they were definitely ready, and that's of course a good thing for being on the defense. You have the luxury of just waiting for the opponent to come at you. You can decorate the bomb site in the way you like and how it suits you, and just let the game outplay towards your master plan. So nice done here by the side of MVG to secure the first round. And well, as we unfortunately had 2 players disconnect, unfortunately, I believe they will be reconnecting. There were some technical issues, so I hope it will not be too long. But I think we're just gonna have to go through a little break. I don't know to what extent they're already rejoining, but yeah. Okay, let's just go to a little break here, and then as soon as they're back, we'll continue this match. Don't go too far.
And so we're back on round number 2 in the prep phase. We had some difficulties with some FPS drops or bugs, and also some connectivity issues. Those have been resolved already, so we're back here in this top 4. We are in bedroom gym section. What does that tell us there, Max?
Sorry, can you repeat that one for a sec?
What does it tell us? That we are preserving ourselves the second spot of master bedroom and gym beforehand we're going to CCTV and potentially cash.
I mean, it makes total sense, right? Like in general, this bomb site and the basement are in general just the most popular bomb sites here on the map of Clubhouse. Where the third choice mostly comes down to bar and backstage these days, but sometimes we will still see CCTV cache. But for the way this bomb site is defended, like it's one of my favorite bomb sites in the entire game, where it really like allows the defenders to really do like a layer by layer defense, where they can kind of start like in CCTV cache and fall back whenever things get too hot for themselves. And this is the way they can waste an enormous amount of time for the attack if done correctly. And,
and I think there's one more thing that maybe also playing a little bit into the cards here. We have a banned Azami, so we have a potential risk of withholding and just defending the rafter section. No Azami there, no Monty. A little bit harsh on both sides, but that's also one more thing that I may think is a point why they're not picking that cash and CCTV section before of moving into master bedroom and gym, because it's more easy to withhold without an Azami.
Yeah, definitely. That Azami could definitely complicate things even further. But for now, they actually seem to be doing a pretty well job. I mean, they're using the Flores drones to deal with those bandits that have been placed, and the bandit that's attempting to trick. Also, bulletproof cameras are already being dealt with, but bandit has actually relocated himself completely to the other side of the map and is now tricking the jacuzzi wall instead. That's a huge win for the defense, as they will be able to hold back the attack a little bit better from there on. Of course, the Ace and the Timer both have multiple charges, so there's still no opportunity for them to actually open up the wall eventually. But with Bandit at least destroying a bit of their utility, it's definitely going to be a bit harder, and they will need to make some choices on which wall to open and which not.
And that's, once again, we're just seeing the clearance coming in by Team Asgard. They just move in from the cash section into CCTV breach, just moving on, and just also having it in the pocket of this Flores, just destroying a lot of utility, a lot of gadgets here by these defenders. They're also now determined to look upon, find solutions, opening that jacuzzi breach, because they have to still deal with these mirror windows. They need MolotovGang to just be able to rejoin in on the side to make and push on a little bit force here, just to maybe mock out these MolotovGang players.
Yeah, with this, we're just reaching the 45-second mark as 2 kills coming out here from the attacking side onto the defense. So suddenly we find ourselves in a 5 versus 3 in the favor of Team Asgard. But with 2 quick kills, 3 quick kills from either of the 2 sides, it's suddenly Aina all left standing all by himself in a 3 versus 1. This might finally be around to the side of Asgard to equalize the score, but don't count Aina out yet. However, as I'm saying that, he does get finished off. And well, this means the attackers finally have a successful round as well, which brings us to an equal score of 1-1, which really shows that both of these teams are pretty capable of playing on this map, which I like to see, as this gives us a nice and equal start of the match.
And also, one more thing that I just want to point out. Yes, we had some unsportsmanship here with the body shot, but it also means, or could all potentially also mean, that there is some thick air between these two teams. They have met each other before. They know for definite that they know for a fact how these players want to play. They know how capable they are of withholding their spots in the defense, and they're also knowing how good their opponents are in pushing beyond in the attack. So there should be some thick air between these players, because no one here wants to have that second lose in their pocket.
Yeah, indeed. And with the side here of MVG on the defense, of course, still, they're just going for a second attempt here on that same bomb side. I mean, they did get somewhat close. They actually went pretty well for both sides till the last minute, really, when the kills started happening. As well as the side of MolotovGang suffering the casualties in that last minute. And I think that's also where there's the most opportunity for improvements for them here. Just gotta stay alive a little bit better, refrag each other a little bit better, and cover each other. And potentially this way they can actually end up being victorious for this round. Well, they now have gotten a taste of the attacking strategy of the side of Asgard and know what to expect a little bit better.
They definitely, now after 2 rounds, know for a fact both teams will have a slight clue of how these teams want to play, and especially how they I would say how they profile themselves in these defense holds and also in these attacks. So that means we are finished off just figuring out what the game strategy plans are from the team. And now we'll see the real gun skills coming in, as now we are definitely set of just seeing where these first adaptations coming in. The first adaptation we just saw was Team Asgard bring more pace and also cleaning out this utility. As we just move already in, we just see they already gained access to both cache and CCTV, open that breach very early on without popping the Goyo canister. That's quite interesting.
Yeah.
Just move through.
Yeah, how did they manage to do that? I guess they just breached all the way to the side where the damage just didn't reach the canister, or it might just as well be a game bug here. Well spotted. A very interesting thing to happen there. And well, with just 1 minute and 30 minutes now passing by or left on the clock, however you want to see it. There's not too much happening yet. We do see another bit of damage, but with Senzo getting a knife kill there, and then getting a second and a third kill. He is popping off, but just now managed to stop them in his track. Very sweet kill onto Kenzie, and just with the kill on the top, and Yoshiro with the double kill as well. This is... What just happened to Mighty?
I'm clueless. Like, Shenzo was completely steady and ready from his position, just moving in. He wasn't cleared by any matters. There was no intel on that guy standing on top of these main stairs, and just promptly heard the sound of the mirror moving in the hands of Hockey. Just moved in with a knife, moved through because they knew for a fact that Yuki was in that cornered section on behind the mirror, and it gets his third kill into Ane, moves in as he has no more bullets left, and the Meech just gets the help of Variox, clearly making a 5-2 into a 2-2 scenario. So it was a complete back and forth. But the main thing is here, when you have players that move in fast, move in with a lot of pressure, you need someone in the backhand just to clean out and hold these angles, because that means when you're getting some back kills, trying to make it even again, you need players just to move in the defense. And if the defenders move, they're very vulnerable of just walking through or running through your crosses, and Yoshiro just completely show what it means if you run it through his crosses. He will annihilate you and knock you out of the other round. As now finally in round number 3, Asgard is leading with a 2-1. Means the first map, or better spot rotation, is done, and we're back in the floor in the basement floorage. What are we looking at? Do you think Asgard will move through in the 3rd round, or do you think Molotov will get their 2nd win in the basement section?
Oh, of course, this is the one and only bomb site that MVG has managed to win so far, so they definitely know how to properly defend this bomb site and hold back the side of Asgard. They actually did pretty well in the very first round, so yeah, like I said, they're definitely capable of doing so. But at the same time, Asgard now has they have the knowledge of what MVG is really doing, how they want to defend this, and in terms of operator picks, I believe it's nearly or exactly the same. So we can expect something very similar from the side of MVG here. If the Asgard just does better, reads into things a little bit better, they have a very good opportunity of actually being more successful this time around. But it's mostly entirely up to them. The previous time that they played this, they managed to clear the building very quickly, which is of course is very easy as well, as MVG is not really putting any manpower on other positions rather than the basement. So it's just a matter of time for the members of Asgard to take those positions with only big person a little bit further offside is just here, almost in the session as they're going. Well, now he needs to get out because the RAM drones are coming in, the floor above him is being destructed. And well, it got very close. He barely made it out, but he did make it back into the bomb site. The Duck, played by Hachi, luckily was waiting for him and he managed to come back now.
As we just look more forward here, as the pressure is withholding themselves, they draw a little bit back here by the hands of Asgard, as Jay just now want to cover themselves a little bit, mocking out a little bit of that utility they have in the box of the defenders, mocking out the first C4 here. So no more C4s in pocket by the Mira. Also, I don't see any much more of these contact grenades left. There are only more of these of the Variox in hand. As the kills come in here by Hachi finding their opening frag, gets immediately a refrag done into the hands of Just, as Kenzie finds Just and puts him to sleep.
Yeah, with just a minute remaining, we're now finding ourselves in the 4 versus 4 situations, with the attackers getting very close to the doorstep of the bomb site here, but at the same time there's still loads of work to be done. Actually, a little bit of damage, while every single defender is full HP. But with 45 seconds, I think the attackers do have a nice chance to still gather some information, as you can see, which they're attempting right now. Also, Brava doing some work by hacking some utility, but unfortunately already getting spotted out by the defense and destroyed. But either way, the information is being gathered. They are starting to figure out what the defensive setup really looks like and where the players are positioned. And this way, the attackers now will start making a move as the Ash makes her way in.
Kenzie finds the first into Yuki, Hachi finding Kenzie though, but Shenzo is in the position of just putting Hachi to sleep there, so gaining the advantage, but Ane is back and back here, finding the equalizer on Tomzo. Now we have a 2-on-2 scenario. We are on the spine side of Clays, finds his position onto the plan. Ane needs to be dealt a lot of damage. Trying to push it on in from blue. Ane finds the first on Clayson, but Shenzo finds the second one, and Shenzo finds the second onto Variox. As Asgard just not only moves in, gains themselves 2 rounds, but they're moving forward, also winning the 3rd round in that rotation, not giving MolotovGang any recover time in that basement. So we have seen 4 defense holds, only the first of them worked out for the hands of Molotov, and they not even won the second attempt on that so hardly defensive sided spot in the basement. What does that
Yeah.
tell us,
Attackers need
there,
to
Max?
locate
What
and
does that
defuse
tell
as many
us?
bombs as
Well, it
they
definitely tells that MolotovGang is struggling here. I'm not. I'm trying to recall whose map pick this was. This is actually the map pick of Asgard. So Asgard definitely knows how to attack and defend this bomb site. So in a way, we might expect a little bit more of them compared to MolotovGang. But at the same time, MVG is a very experienced team. They've been around for a long time. They have a great coach, by the way. It's a great analyst. So in terms of staff, there's a very like MVG has a nice, strong lineup. So player-wise, like there's so many famous players on that roster that we have been seeing for ages around here
10
at
seconds
ESA.
remaining.
And so far, yeah, they're struggling. Yes, I just did look a
5
little
seconds
peek here
to
at
go.
Wikipedia to see how the stats for a map like Clubhouse are looking
Attackers are
within this
moving out to
competition
locate
for
a
this
bomb and
season.
defuse it.
And yes, it is actually a little bit offensive favored so far, so attacking favored. In a way, yes, Asgard might have the upper hand here on the attack start, which might benefit them, where then MVG gets a good chance on the offense. The bombs is like the basement. I mean, they're so strong. It might be one of the best bomb sites in the entire game, really, for the defense. And well, with
bomb has been
Asgard
located.
being so convincingly on their attack on the bomb side, that makes me wonder to what extent MVG is giving their best, showing themselves from the best side at the moment.
Yeah, I'm also struggling a little bit on just having the thoughts, or better said, having second thoughts, if MG is able to show themselves in the proper way of just not only delivering like the determination they are forced to bring by the organization. As you just mentioned, they have a great coach, they have a great analyst that will just push upon the abilities of their players, because they know for a fact they're not playing for MVG because MVG doesn't find other players. They play for MVG because they have shown themselves that they are capable of just competing in these major tournaments and also delivering things they need to bring. But here, once again, the defense falls through, but he finds the first kill, though. Hachi finds the first kill, gets down, though. Does he know for a fact that he's a dog? Yes, he knows. He's just crawling in safeness before he's recovering himself. So we have the advantage gained by Hachi. So one more man on the board in the hands of Molotov, but Yashiro finds the kill on Justice. Just is not patient enough. Gets found by a Claymore. Straight on the door, onto Garage.
Yeah, very punishable Claymore there, but well placed here from the attacking side. And this leaves us with a 4 versus 4 situation. The main wall has been opened up. That's a good thing for the attack. But the clash in the side of the defense is definitely going to be troublesome for the attackers here. And also Kenzie losing his life to the hands of that dog player brings us to the 3 versus 4. And the attackers mainly looking for a way in right now. You can see the Hibana is attempting to go from the garage. Again, that annoying clash is playing there, holding her back, doing a little damage, mostly just slowing him down and acting like a living camera. Tomlin with a kill there onto Variox, even things out. And well, this way the attackers now might have an opportunity to actually make a proper entry.
He has tried to find a proper entry, but Yuki just hide himself or hid himself in that corner, as Hachino also moves back to the breach section. He won't find anyone outside of Garage, but he finds one now as he's speaking out and finds Shenzo triple kill onto Hachi, as he just finds these right and kills to just conclude some more value to his team, as Yuki finds the last one in the hands of the bandit, swinging out the Hibana downstairs. And that was it, as MolotovGang finally finds a solution on just prompting Asgard and just finding their regainer and repact on that time schedule, and also gains themselves a better position. So we have ourselves a 3-2 score after 5 played rounds. And I would also say, if MolotovGang finds the right solutions once again now, as it just probably found them in round number 5, we could potentially get ourselves in a 3-3. Would be a good one for MolotovGang. I would say they will be pleased with it, because they had struggled a lot.
They definitely did struggle, and they're finally doing a little bit better. We could see that they showed a lot of aggression in that round, which really paid off. Like, they actually managed to get the kills through that aggression, rather than getting killed themselves. Yes, we did see a Claymore kill, which technically could have been prevented if not playing too aggressive. But those runouts or those peaks from the main breach definitely paid off. Also, the clash to really slow down the attack from the side of Asgard, because of course Asgard is also a pretty aggressive team, a pretty fast team as well. Oh, what do you do to a fast team? You slow them down, and the clash was the perfect position to do so. Again, of course, we're now going to the basement. Both the Fenrir and the Goyo are also going to be great to slow them down, but also for the first time we're actually seeing the Vigil being picked, which tells me that we're actually for the first time going to have a roamer while playing here on the basement. And again, I mean, the Vigil can do loads of damage, of course, on the roam, but it also, and maybe even more importantly, can slow down the attacker quite well, as they now are forced to find the Vigil. But if they leave him roaming around, they will eventually regret it.
Not only they need to spot out the Virgil and just not only spot him out, mark him out, and also just getting him rid of, because he's a pure weapon in the defense. Very easy to play, has a huge impact weapon with a boss G. One hit to the downer or one hit to the kill, and also the SMG-12. We know for a fact that Just is not only capable, well, he's the master of SMG-12 in the German scene, so we know that he's capable of rocking those two guns. So he will be one of the biggest challengers to face in the hands of MolotovGang, what Asgard needs to conclude and also deal with. He's getting spotted out though. He's not cornered in that shower section. Will he get drawn out? He has the boss G in hand. He's just waiting for the swing to come in. Kenzo is patient. He's only locking him off. Just find this action of the right angle. No, he doesn't. Kenzo shuts him down and shuts him off this round. As this is looking good for Asgard, they have lost a little bit of time, but still though, clean out that Virgil quite on time schedule. Now 1.5 minutes dealt with, and they are gaining themselves the first advantage points.
Yeah, it was a nice attempt from Hachi to also step in there. If he didn't get spotted out, he would have had a very nice attempt to, first of all, save the Vigil or get a nice refrag. The good thing from the side of Asgard is that they had the drones out. They were gathering information and managed to do find the dog before he could do some real damage. So very well done from the side of Asgard. Yes, indeed, like you said, it did cost them a little bit of time, but not so much either. They still have loads of time to actually still do the self-destruction, especially with those ram drones coming out, which almost do the work automatically. And the Hibana still being in play to open up those hatches. Also some secondary harbor utility we see being picked. I think, remember, Asgard still have a perfect opportunity to weaken the defensive setup and to make it a very difficult defense here for the side of MVG, especially as Yuki now falls in the hands of Senzo.
Senzo falling against Shenzo, find the kill on Yuki, as just previously mentioned, getting a double advantage point in the hands of Team Asgard, as they're now looking forward to do that final push on side. Is MVG ready, or are they not ready for that push to come in? These Gurkinis is the only thing withholding Shiro and Yoshiro from just pushing in through that like pit into church. You're looking in as Shenzo also moves down that hallway section. Who does he find first? He does find Hachi first, but Hachi's faster. Kenzie knocking down Hachi, but the Gator turns in the complete direction. Varix finds 2 kills on the prompt answer, and he finds a second. But Varix on the triple kill, shutting down Tom, and we have ourselves a 3-on-3 roll swap into round number 7, and a very good round played out by MolotovGang, moving in and just competing in these gunfights actions in the right moments, gaining themselves a lot of advantage. Also, we just talked about it, this outspotting of Asgard is so good. They do a lot of drone work, but I think they missed out on the drone work on spotting out where Variox is positioned at, as he's getting himself double, not only double, but 3 kills from the back-end section there.
Yeah, beautiful done, I must say. It did get way too close for comfort there towards the anti-Brava, finding the second last living defender, and then putting the crosshair perfectly onto the Wamai, but in the end, the Wamai getting the kill, so it could actually have ended in the favor of the offense there. But in the end, luckily, it's here going to the side of MVG, which actually brings us to a very cool split, of course. A 3-3 score. I think even if Asgard would have won that round, we would have seen a 4-2, which in a way is, in my opinion, it's understandable, predictable. It's their map pick. As I said earlier, Clubhouse is slightly defensive favorite in ESA Season 9 so far. So in a way, a 4-2 even would be pretty normal, but a 3-3, of course, is way more interesting. Because now it comes really down to which side, which team just does better on which side. Yes, this might up in another 3-3, so 6-6. But we'll then see overtime directly here on the first map. But I'm very curious to see what the side of MVG has in store for us. Now they are playing on the offensive side. As well, the last defensive rounds that they were successful, they showed aggression. And of course, this aggression is going to favor them even more. Now they are playing on the offense.
Aggression is definitely one of the main things that you need if you play against Asgard, formerly known as Ghost Army. As Ghost Army has shown, they're very lacking on teams that are bring a lot of force. And especially if you're able to force upon your own game plan and your own game strategic moments onto Asgard, they're very much struggling to have themselves in the right moments positioned. So that may be the thing that MolotovGang is looking forward to, as they just previously done in round number 6. But there's still a lot of things they need to conclude on, because we not only know that that is one of the more lacking things about Team Asgard. One more thing is Asgard is one of the more teams to just completely turn around themselves. They are just complete different team in the defense than they are in the attacks.
Yeah, for definitely, and yeah, we'll see. Because like I said, there was a very aggressive team. Aggressiveness might not suit them as well here on the defense, but maybe they will make it work somehow. For now, it's we'll see how MVG is going to do here on that offense. They made a pretty quick entry, decent entry. Again, not too much resistance from the side of Asgard either. A bit of a similar setup here from there. Oh, with Hachi already descending the main stairs and firing Yoshio completely off guard. It's a beautiful opening kill from the side of MVG. Some nice little advantage here.
Yeah, Hachi is known for his high pace, but also very aggressive playstyle. He's not scared a bit of just moving down that main action stairs. Just going down, looking forward, get the right intel with the drones provided by his teammates, getting the right intel and just marking out the first kill. But Variox, though, getting down through the ceiling here. Good vertical play done by the defenders in the names of Team Asgard. Now we have already lost 2 minutes 5, and now we're really in the momentum of seeing if MVG is ready to do some proper last attack on that bomb side.
That time is definitely starting to tick. Yes, they have the man advantage with Buck being very low in HP and the timer starting to work in the favor of the defense here. The attackers need to start hurrying up. Kitchen Hedge not even open up, so it seems that will stay closed, so they need to find alternative ways in. You can see the Yuki is already close here to the Moto door, Memorial door, into Church from where he can do some real damage, but Kenzie getting a kill onto Hachi equals out the man counts, brings us to the 4 versus 4, where Klein now gets a kill there onto Yuki. He's just with the 4 versus 3. And yeah, just 3 attackers left standing now.
One standing left out, and we are having the sections coming in. Now we have only Variox left with a 6 second here. Won't find 3 kills promptly as an answer. Just immediately see as just leaves themselves in a very defensive holding positions, not gaining any advantages on just trying to do that last kill will be concluded. Moving back, staying positive, staying laid back, and also just having these multi-angles prepped and ready if so Variox would try and attempt a last push on side. So, Asgard gained themselves another time the advantage point here, leading now with a 4-3. They had a good lead with a 3-1. MolotovGang came back, made the equalizer, made also grant MolotovGang the opportunity of just regaining that lead that they had in round number 1. But that moment was where Asgard just promptly said, okay, now we need to deal our cards at 0 again, need to focus back up. And just how they do, they bring a lot of pace, a lot of aggressiveness in the attacks, and then leave themselves a little bit more laid back in these defense holes. And that's also the thing that I think may also disrupted the game flow of MolotovGang a little bit because it was so unawaited.
Yeah, and for the viewers who are not aware, we didn't really speak of it yet, but this is of course still round 2 of the Swiss bracket, but the lower part of the bracket, as we covered the high part of the bracket last week, meaning that all of the teams that will end up losing this week will actually go to the first elimination matches happening in 2 weeks from now. So of course you don't want to, you really don't want to end up losing this match because from that on you will be in the danger zone of the Swiss bracket where you can be sent home already after only playing 3 matches eventually. So this is definitely something that neither of these 2 teams want to go for. So there's definitely something at stake. If you actually end up winning this match, you will go to the middle section of round 3, where you're not going to be in between the safe zone and the danger zone. But yeah, so quite a bit of on stake, and that's what we will be covering here for the entire week of ESA Cup.
Definitely, and it is so hard for both these teams to just be down here in the 0-1 section, and they're already in the lower category. They don't want to move down even further down. As you just make a little bit think about it. We have MVG, the last LAN winners. Placed number 17th in the qualifiers for ESA. Only qualifying because there's one team that didn't make it on time of saying, okay, we can't participate even though we are not getting the full stack in and on. On the other hand, we have Ghost Army now in the name of Team Asgard, just previously won last season ESA. So we have names here that have already won some major things, and they're already down in the lower hand section, and having this matchup here is so unawaited, and both teams are eager not to move down even further.
Yeah, so whatever happens today, a great team will lower down to the danger zone of the Swiss bracket, where they will be playing in the lower match of round 3.
Variox finds first though. just finds a second on Shenzo, and this is a great round opener for MolotovGang, finding 2 very quick opening frags. Also gained a lot of ground already. Shenzo now tries to regain some position, but he falls in and roams into that cross angle that is held by Just finds his double kill, believing himself very laid back in a very defensive position, and being very happy to gain that kill. So 5 against 2, 1 minute left, and I would say already we are very able in the hands of MG to move in. Plays the fights first on Yuki, but gets immediately refried out by Ane. Tom is though able to find the next one onto Just, but is he able to find more as he's getting double angle, and Variox finds the last kill as we have another equalizer on the 4-4 standoff.
Yeah, I must say, Mighty, I love it. Equalizer after equalizer, even scores. That's what we want, you know. Like we were just talking about how good these BO3 teams are. They have great records. They have accomplished very good things. So whatever happens today, we will see one of the very good teams go down to the lower side of round 3 of Swiss. But this is what we want to see in this part of the bracket, you know, like the whole Swiss system being one big filter. They're already giving us matches this close in round 2. That's just beautiful, which really tells me that just the competition is it has never been as good as before, where the skill gap is just so small between the teams these days. I love to see it.
One thing is to say for sure. Previously, we had round number 1. Round number 1 is like the arrival phase. Every team just gets settled a little bit. Had the last I would say, roster changes. Need to find the right main roster. And just try to prove themselves a little bit. Now that we are in round number 2 already, means now all teams has played one playdate. They know for a fact it's now or never. It's all or nothing here. So they really need to be determined and also push on beyond their own forces every single playday. They will show that they will try their best. And the main thing about that is, as well, it's so, I would say, so good balance between these teams. It's so harsh for every single team. If you lose, it takes one of your lives. You don't want to fall through the roster and fall through the competition early on. Even though there are still teams that will be that way. So I'm just determined to see which team just can grow just above themselves the most, as that will be the grand opener for yourself as a team.
Yeah, definitely. A lot of stuff at stakes, but for now here, the 4 versus 4, the first match of this week. Still 4 versus 4 score. The first minute is slowly passing by. Attackers are mostly here from the side of MG, looking for a way into the building. You can see the Maverick is already doing a bit of work with his blowtorch, working on some kind of exterior wall, most likely. The attackers are just mostly getting information, looking for a way in. We can see that this wall here at CCTV has already been opened up as well. But oh no, the runouts! The runouts! Senzo just waiting sneakily here on those blue stairs. Just waiting for a moment that someone is unaware on the repel and finds nonetheless the Termite as well. Did use one of his charges already, so has already contributed pretty well in one way to his team. But the life loss there is still a big upset here for the side of MG.
Last round just found a double kill that was very important in the hands of MolotovGang. Well, this time he will get shut down as he will regain the refray and also the revenge in the hands of Asgard. But Asks though, we find ourselves the next kills in the hands of Variox already. Also Yuki finds some adaptations. Mackenzie finds an X1 onto Ane, and it's a 3-3 equalized scenario on these factions. But he's looking in false directions. Yuki finds an X1 against the frag on that one, gains the upper hand for MVG, and he is finding the next one who is already on a triple kill streak. Now also Tom is forced to do something more. He finds Hachi, has 2 more to deal with. It's Variox and Yuki, and this will be a harsh one, especially because they are moved out. One is already in, moved out again, so we have a double window crossing. Plan is done. Variox is on the window and just mocking out and just falling through with Tom killing. So, grandly done by Molotov, now in the upper hand for the first time since round number 1. And the thing that I just forgot to mention, it's just getting more and more close. It's getting more and more even. It's so well balanced. And that will also mean, yes, we had some amazing scorelines, very unawaiting scores in the first week.
Oh, definitely.
I just mentioned earlier, we are every single evening, we're going in here, we're going live on the ESA Cup. We are potentially looking forward to 45 rounds of Siege Madness.
Yeah.
And And I'm very sure that every single week that we are progressing into, we will get more and more and more rounds on the board. We already have gotten a lot of 2-1 matches, so we have seen a lot of map series going onto all these 3 maps. But still, there are a lot of scorelines on these maps that are very uneven, and I think we will get more and more even on those as we progress this season.
Yeah, it's about 60% of the matches going to all 3 maps, so that's just astonishing. That really shows how well balanced this competition is. Just don't even forget, in the first week of Swiss, yes, we even had some seeding going on. So from the qualifiers, of course, we had the top 16 qualifying for the competition, and we had every time like the number 1 of the qualifier play versus the 16th of the qualifier, 2nd versus 15th, etc. And even then, even though in terms of the qualifier standings there were big skill gaps, we did see some very interesting things happening. I believe in total 2 times a lower seeded team won against a higher seeded team. It was PBX winning against E-Wave and Crown Zero winning against Ghost Army, or Asgard in this case as they're called right now. This really shows how interesting and how fun the season of ESA is going to be.
And that also means not only that it is so balanced, but also meaning that you grant the teams the potential of just not only competing against teams that are potentially only higher seeded than them, a little bit better resumed than them, but you gain them, these teams, the opportunity just to not only play against those teams, but also move beyond their own, I would say their own metas, their own forces, their own like potentials. As you just previously mentioned, I would say Crown Zero absolutely did that against Ghost Army. They not only surpassed themselves in what we awaited from them, but they also surpassed what they self-thought they were capable of.
Yeah, and well, for this, what is it, the 10th round here of this matchup, it's MVG still in the lead, of course, with a 4-5 score. Very close ahead of the side of Asgard, and still here MVG on the offense. They've made a nice entry in the map. First 1.5 minutes expired already. Are doing great work on creating some verticality to make it very difficult to play in, especially Armory. But so far, there's not any damage really done so far, except on the Maverick right there. A little bit of damage, a little bit of damage on the Mute as well. But not too much happening. Everyone is still standing on their feet, which means that this round is likely going to end very bloodily. And Cesar Duke is getting his first kill, is taking out the buck with the C4. So at least the opening kill goes here towards the defense, which is going to weaken the defense a little bit further. But yeah, Aina.
Oh, Aina moving in hard, making a lot of force. Even though the first opening frag got gained against MolotovGang, he is in hard and he is ready as he's dropping that triple kill so tremendously fast. Hachi already on the side, making the next 4 moments. He's gaining on Cleese. Tom finds just, but Tom is nowhere in the positioning of gaining some more advantage points as he's getting dropped in by Yuki, and Yuki shutting him down right on that moment. As now MolotovGang not only made these balance men come in for real, then it not only do the equalizing points, but they move beyond themselves once again here and set themselves from a 4-4 line. They were down 3-1, came back on a 3-3, fell off every single time, and then they gained that momentum, and now they're in the lead 6-4 in the hands. That also means match point on the favored map of the opponent's team, as this is Asgard's map pick. So this could be the first huge impact for them in this playday if they shall now lock down this round in round number 11 and gain themselves this first map point.
Yeah, that's so far 3 defensive round wins for MVG and 3 offensive round wins, where so far, I mean, percentage-wise, they are doing better on the offense here, as they still have some rounds ahead and have a nice opportunity to win even more. This is what I also really meant earlier when MVG and about their aggressiveness really favoring them here, especially on that offense. Like towards the last round of defense, they started to get aggressive and started winning defensive rounds as well. And now they have gone to the attack, they are doing even better. Where, of course, Asgard does have a chance to still work things back in their favor as well. Bring it to 6-6, bring this map to overtime, where they have an opportunity to still win. With MVG now, of course, being on the map point, they are having a bit of a room for error. They can afford to lose at least 1 round and then still win it, to still win this map. But if they lose 2, then they will indeed go to this.
Well, there's still 2 more rounds to be won by Asgard if they want to be determined and want to go all the way to overtime. And right of this moment, they will have to do some adaptations to find the right clues and answers onto MolotovGang, as MolotovGang not only finds momentum as of this moment, but they also find the strategic ways of just making Asgard leave themselves in players very I would say, very vulnerable position, but also I would say, position that you need to be forgetting to do about yourselves. You're leaving too vulnerable, you're leaving yourselves too open, and that's things that you shouldn't probably do as a team that's so well known as Team Asgard.
Yeah, indeed. And with the members of MVG now again working on their entry into the map, they are starting to cover the first bits of ground. I believe again every single defender is playing on site, so they should be fairly quick on gaining that control over those top floors and get a nice position to actually start putting pressure and damage onto the bomb side. But with unfortunately the Maverick already getting injured very early on, this might end up badly here for the side of MVG, especially with Senzo getting killed to Eine, who was going for a sneaky attempt to get a kill there from the main stairs. But luckily, the Yuki has been revived meanwhile, but of course, MVG is one player and quite a bit of HP there on Yuki in the process.
Not only was the kill dealt onto Eine so heavy impactable, but it also means that the diffusers drop on the most vulnerable position you could potentially imagine in this bomb cellar, in this basement, is on the bottom floor of main stairs into basement on the double door, so it will be a very hard one for MolotovGang to regain that one. I just want to previously mention, we just bragged a little bit about how well this side is for the defensive side. So this is the spot that we await of Asgard, that they win, gain some potential to come back and also make it concluded as a 12th round going into overtime. They need to look through and find the best opportunity. They already done that with clearing out Eine, and also that diffuser still dropped as we only have 30 seconds left, and now we are in a position where MVG really needs to find some ways just to come on into side. They tried to drop in, but Kanzuri is on that position, mocking out and killing Yuki. There's no way for Hachi to move in through that
15 seconds left.
tunnel. Variox finds the first one onto Shenzo though, gets immediately reframed by Tom. Tom finds the next one onto Hachi, and now it's only the guy left from Blue. Not Blue, from Kitchen Hatch. He finds the first onto Just, but Just is getting dealt with by Yoshiro as that round concludes. Asgard now in a good phase, winning the spot that we need, that they, better said, not we, but they needed, and also the spot that we all waited from that they grant themselves a win from. It's a must-win spot in the defense in basement. They've granted themselves the best position possible, gained an opening frag, so they did every single thing from inch to notch perfect for that take. But now, round 12, it's now or never, right?
It's now or never, indeed. It's a very decisive round. Either we're going to have a winner for this first map of tonight, which would then be MVG with a 5-7 score, or we're going to overtime instead, where then Asgard will equalize the match score to 6-6, and where then the match will be extended with a maximum of 3 more rounds. And then whatever team wins 2 out of those will take this first map home and go with a nice advantage into the next map. Well, it's still MVG here on the offense, Asgard on the defense. So far, MVG winning 3 offensive rounds versus Asgard winning 2 defensive rounds. But perhaps we might just see a bit of a copy of the first half, a repeat of the first half, where we also had a 3-3 split. We might see it again, as these two teams seem to be very well matched. So I'm down for it. I'm down for overtime. Let these 2 great teams, like I said, these two are very good teams. Let them fight till the end, and bring us a nice spectacle.
It will definitely be a spectacular round number 12, as both teams will do their very best of closing off this round in their favor. Ghost Army, in the new name of Team Asgard, wants to go to full overtime. And meanwhile, Team MolotovGang just want to look in a better opportunity to just close this round off in their favor, moving forward to map number 2, completely in their favored position. So it's now or never. 2 minutes left remaining on the clock, and things are about to go down. Breach onto pool, or what was already open. Hamas just is already outside and has a good angle on these main stairs, moving upwards.
I like how MVG is already making a very quick entry and already putting some pressure onto the bomb site very early on. It's already downstairs, ready to potentially rush up the main stairs at any point. Oh, that's very unfortunate for Eine, just proning down at the wrong moment, missing out on a very easy kill. as the defender turned it back onto his gun. Very unfortunate.
Not
But,
only that, not only did he thrown out, but he had no bullets left in his
that's
magazine. He
wrong.
needed to reload, and that was a perfect position to gain the first kill on the Klein. But that means Klein in a good attack by his Doc teammate, and that means the only guy in good damage dealt is just, as you know, moving Yuki, moves in hot with a blitz through that Tuberel breaches. Needs to find some, doesn't find any angles, as the Tuberel has done some great work. Also, the Goer is back in. Varrox finds the first one, Clazy. Yushiro finds the kill onto Hachi. Aine finds the third. Yuki finds the fourth. It's only Klein left. That will go in the hands. If not a miracle happens, this round will go in the hands of Molotov. Molotov with a plant going down and going through by the hands of Aine. And it's Klein against 3. Is he able to do something about that scenario? Just playing very calm, very cool, but Justice getting killed out through as we find the right sections to put on these bullets on target. It's Klein against 2 now. He's dropped down 1. Will he be able to find the next ones? They're out and below, and that section kill is made by Varrox, holding that angle deep, holding that angle in a pexel position from Shower. Closing off this round, and that means we have ourselves the first win of map number 1. It is MVG going in with a win of a 7-5 scoreline on Clubhouse.
Yeah, 5-7 score. Beautiful way for MVG to start off this evening, this matchup, winning their opponent's map pick. But indeed, a very close score, though. A very close one. But still a win here for MVG. A 5-7 score, which makes me even more excited for the next map coming up. Because I believe the next map was going to be Chalet, which is the map pick of MVG. In a way, should favor them. But as we have just seen, that doesn't always mean everything. And I'm pretty confident that Ghost Army, or in this case, Team Asgard, as they're called these days, is going to be pretty good on the map as well.
Definitely. But before we go to that map, I would say we will take a quick break, gain some time to find some, I would say some stats, because I think we have seen Chalet in the hands of MVG before.
I believe so.
After a quick break, we will grant you some more stats about potentially MVG and maybe also Ghost Army on Chalet. See you right there. And we're back at the desk, as we would say. We're back for map number 2. It shall be Chalet. It is the map pick of MVG, as they just previously won on Clubhouse 7-5 against Team Asgard. But we previously mentioned we had some more stats running. We run a little bit late before end of the first map, so we will take this time that we have now, and that way I will grant the word to you, Max, as we have brought some stats.
Well, such an honor, as you were the one who actually collected those stats, so thank you very much. But, of course. First of all, these two teams have actually met before recently. Not so long ago, these two teams played a match in RSX in the group stage, where, first of all, they played Café Dostoyevsky, which is going to be a decider map for today. So if we actually go there, we'll have something interesting to say about that, which was actually won by Ghost Army, after which the second map Clubhouse was then forfeited by MVG, as they couldn't really qualify anymore. And I guess, that's why they figured out, okay, well, let's not play the last map anymore anyway. But there were some more interesting factors, though, that Mighty collected, which were about Chalet, the map that's going to be played right now, because MVG has actually played it twice recently. Once here in ESA Cup, they actually lost it against LDL, unfortunately. But in a way, I think many people agree these days that LDL is one of the strongest teams in the competition, even though the whole skill gap is pretty small between the two teams. But at the same time, MVG also recently, I think 1 or 2 days ago, Mighty, won Chalet.
4 days ago.
4 days ago, actually managed to win Chalet against no offense. So maybe they say, okay, well, we lost it against ADL, not too big of a deal. We're still very confident, and that again got confirmed with the match against no offense, where they actually showed that they're very much capable of doing so. So this is the map pick of MVG. They are likely confident. They picked it for a reason, and I'm actually very curious what they will bring us.
Yeah, me too. I just want to conclude on that and just say I would also draw a little bit in the facts, and also draw a little bit of attention on the point when they played it at Voltage League, where they just previously won it against No Offense, as you just mentioned. It was a 7-4. And
Okay.
in a regular map pool. It was like in a regular time of just saying that was a second map. So they still have fuel left. In the hands of when they played here at ESA against LDL, it was a decider map. And they had to bring a lot of force, a lot of energy to come back, as LDL won the first map, and MolotovGang put everything that they had into round and also into map number 2. Map number 3 was Chalet, though. It was a map they favored themselves in, but they had not the right amount of energy left, as just LDA completely refocused themselves and also picked up energy out of nowhere. We didn't quite get. They had some extra energy, and that may also have been a key impact why MVG did not seem to be that hot, that ready, and that good on Chalet. But now it is once again in the meta as we had it on Voltage. It's map number 2. It's their map pick. They know for a fact they picked this map not only because they say it's an alright map. It's a map that they do because they know for a fact this is a map that we feel very confident on. So I'm just happy, as you just mentioned, to see what MVG can bring. They have definitely done some adaptations because they did win it 4 days ago. They lost it previously before that hand, so they must have done a lot of work. You've mentioned before they have a great coach, a great analyzer. So just seeing what these adaptations might have been done as we're going into these operator bans. I would say we will likely look more into the matter of seeing the same operators. Like Monty is a pure meta ban that I would understand, and also the Valkyrie ban I would understand. Dolkaby, for that instance, SMG12, the calls are very annoying. I don't think that we really much need to talk about that so much.
Nah, so much intel gathering utility these days as cameras as well. They could even be hacked by her or could be disrupted by her. So in general, Indici is a very strong and annoying operator. And also, I can really see these days that the console players, even the console players, are really getting the hang on her DMR, which for a long time used to be quite tricky to actually control on console.
Definitely. And that way we have Monty also banned, the next meta ban. Very understandable. Valkyrie, as I previously mentioned, a lot of open areas. I just say Fireplace. I think Fireplace says it all on Chalet. Valkyrie banned. Valkyrie definitely understandable to ban. And I would say another ban that I potentially could quite understand is an Azami or a Mirror. Mirror quite often widespread played in the mid-floor sections and also in basement floor. It's coming more and more upon that. Ooh. But we're bringing a Vigil. Vigil, Boss G, very annoying. Another weapon that's very, I would say, if you can play it outright, it's a big impact weapon. So very understandable ban. Even though I think we should have banned other operators instead. But maybe they're just a little bit scared on Just, as we previously mentioned, that he can be a pure ban. If you let Just play as he wants and like move around as he wants to with a Vigil, he will make you pay and suffer for that.
Yeah, so these are the operator bans here for this first round, or for the map of Chalet, and now we're going here in the first round. Interestingly, we're immediately seeing the, I got the name for a moment, Senzo playing Demos, of course. Demos is the operator that I was looking for. Question, of course, is whether he's going to stick. But Demos is definitely one of those operators we're tending to see more and more these days. However, he seems to be switching here to the Sledge. It would have been a nice opportunity, especially with a Vigil off board, of course, a counter to Demos. But it seems like he's now opting to go for the Sledge instead. Would have been a nice one to see, but perhaps we'll see it later. But for now, of course, we're here going to the ground floor, which is actually something a bit of out the box, I'd say, mighty. We tend to see the top floor most often as a starting bomb site, sometimes bar games, where I feel like the kitchen is a bit of a third bomb site. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Yeah, I am totally agreeing on you with that. I would say the main picked section is always games and bar. That's the most picked spot. Likely more on PC, but also now coming up more and more on the console section. Then we're going above in that master bedroom and office section. Beforehand, we go down to kitchen. That often depends a little bit on if you're playing on PC or if you're playing on console. PC very often immediately after that bar game section go directly to kitchen. Meanwhile, console very often stays in the top level after that.
Yeah, for now we're just waiting for the side here of Asgard to make a nice entry. By the way, Asgard starting on the offense, and if things go to overtime, they will have the offense as well. Somehow preferring the offense here, and they're actually starting well. Nice opening kill here onto the dock. That's Hachi already taking care of. A nice start for the side of Asgard, who's making a good entry into the map. favoring to go for the top floor first, understandably, as well. They can easily pressure the bomb site from above. Also, the defenders will be using it to defend their own bomb site. Yeah, what I was about to say, that it's 2 times offense here for Asgard, both on regular start and overtime, meaning that MVG will also have defense here first, and also defense in overtime if we go to that point.
Also, the first kill already has been concluded onto Hachi as he's been dealt out. That means no more Doc surges for this round, as he's done a lot of impact on the first map here. For MVG, he has already been dealt and done for this first round on map number 2. As we just see forward, Asgard is back on the meta that we saw them on Clubhouse in the attack. Bring a lot of pace, just wanting to clear out the top floor quite early on, making also destroy a lot of gadgets and utility as much as they possibly can before they enter the building, to just preset themselves and just having the less than needed time today than have remaining to just conclude and concentrate on just building up that last on-site take.
Yeah, we're now with just 45 seconds remaining. Things are standing a little bit still. There's not too much happening. Yes, attackers are making a nice entry into the building, and we can see a nice attempt here of the Flores trying to find a player on those stairs, but the player just getting away. Verticality being used by both sides, but it's the attacking side favoring from the verticality, finding just taking out yet another defensive player, which is bringing us to a 5 versus 3 with the last 20 seconds now starting. Termite opening up the wall, a new entry point, and line of sight straight into bomb side. First, however, with the deployable shield, a strong position to be in. With the diffuser now attempted to be planted, unfortunately not fully covered by the table. Gets found, Varrox with the kill. Uses with a 4 vs 3. Diffuser lost in sight. Kenzie with a kill to Varrox. The diffuser reclaimed and attempted to be planted again by Kenzie. With Tom with the kill onto Aina. And now Yuki is the only left standing defender. Needs to find a diffuser, needs to stop it in time. The timer is paused and the diffuser goes down. He now finds himself in a 4 vs 1 post-plant situation, which is pretty much as good as possible. And indeed, he gets found, gets taken care of. The first round goes to the offensive side, putting the score on 1-0.
1-0 score in the hands and also in the favor of Asgard. Very awaited, I would say, because MolotovGang did not look ready. I thought for that second, I saw them struggling a little bit with their build-up. They needed a little bit more time than I awaited. So they also may have left Hachi in a very vulnerable space. He gets dealt off quite early, and then the force is being brought immediately from Asgard just when they have concluded the cleaning of gadgets and also opened a lot of verticalities. They're opening frontal breach. They're not scared of doing anything. They're immediately moving in. Yes, unluckily though, that the planter on the first plant trial was moved a little bit too far out on the table to be spotted out by that frost. But even though they put the attention of MolotovGang completely in the front row, and every single guy, the 2 guys that came back from Solar, and even also from West Main, down below from the basement, were completely unawaited. They were completely left out to play their game, and that way, Asgard's meet them out cold, meets it by surprise, and takes the advantage. Very cool, very calm and easy, done by Asgard, as MolotovGang now really needs to focus in and really lock in on themselves. This is their map pick, and they really need to show that they are determined to push this game beyond, as they just want to lock this off.
Yeah, however, we've seen how map picks can go to the other team, even though, you have picked it for a reason, still can go to the hands of the other way, just like MVG did with the map of Asgard in this case. So there's also a nice opportunity for Asgard to potentially get a map point on the record. They have already got the first round on board for this for the second map of tonight. They're now looking to add a second. You can see that a lot of utility is already coming out as well from the attacking side. Looking for various bits of utilities, such as the cameras being hacked already by the Bravo drone. Force attempting to destroy utility with his explosive drone, but unfortunately getting stopped by those mute jammers. And, with the first minute passing, the attackers are mostly just putting some pressure from the outside. They will soon start looking for a way inside.
Hopefully, we'll soon see the first attempts of jumping in, as we have that menace position on that top library stairs. In the hands of the mute. We still don't have any utility, though, to just block off any grenades coming in on that shield. As maybe Klein is the one guy that should have moved closer with the grenades in hand just to clear out that shield to just make the first key position being dealt of, just forcing Immune to be a little bit more in a move, not only to be in a chilly position behind his shield there. As they're running off and lacking a little bit when it's about time scheduling, as they're losing a lot of time they need for the last play to build it, but they find the kills promptly though, as Kenny comes in from below. But will he get found though? He's getting some bullets on, but there's no bullets coming on target, as both Aine and Varus have been killed and fall through the roster. That way we have ourselves a 5 against 3 scenario against the odds of MolotovGang. Once again, Asgard pushes on a lot of forces. Yoshiro finds the next kill, is already on side, moving offside though. Trying to find the next one, trying to triple kill on to Yuki. And it's only just finds the first one to Tom, but he doesn't find the second one as Kenny comes up from the snowmobile stairs and finds a kill into lower fireplace, meaning Asgard's taking up a notch and saying, we take a 2-0 lead here after 2 rounds.
It's a bit of a similar start to what we have seen on the map of Clubhouse. Like, for the people who might not recall, we started as well with a 2-0 score in the favor of Asgard. Actually, no, we started off with the first round from MVG, after which Asgard started winning rounds. But at one point, there was even a 3-1 in the favor of Asgard. It took MVG some time to actually start waking up and actually start to find some success. And so there's a very good chance we might see the same thing happen here for this second map, their own map pick as well. So far, we haven't really seen too much from MVG. Yes, they are starting off decently in the first half of the round each time, but once it just really comes down to the end, Asgard is really finding the foothold, really finding those kills as well. That's a very important part of the offense from Asgard so far. A very crucial part of the success of Asgard. But both of the 2 rounds that we have been seen going to Asgard, it really just came down. Most of the success really came from Asgard in the last 30 to 60 seconds, when they just needed to find a way, in which they every time managed to do so. MVG really needs to find a way to maybe just stay alive a little bit longer and really find a way to either prevent Asgard from getting too close to the bomb site, or once it really comes down to that, still have enough manpower alive and win the gunfight so they can actually things in their favor instead.
They definitely need to find themselves in position just to also try to get, maybe not getting, but my English vocabulary is leaving me for a second there. They maybe need to find places or spots where they just can take and find positions of Asgard just to make them getting caught on cold hands. Asgard is moving in with a lot of pace, a lot of force, and the only thing that's remaining of MolotovGang is if they just set themselves in positions where they're able to just push back and also be in a position where they can hold that. Because right or not, MolotovGang is letting Asgard play a little bit too freely for my taste. That means the MolotovGang really needs to find solutions, just maybe catching them cold.
And that was a nice place, Nader from the attacking side, already dealing with a crucial bit of defensive utility from the side of MVG. Yes, it's just a deployable shield, it won't hurt you, but the defensive players can easily hide behind it and play it and use it in their favor to make the position much stronger than it really is. But the shield already dealt with, the members of MVG feel a lot weaker, and the members of Asgard get a nice opportunity to get some kills, with Yoshiro getting that first kill there onto Hachi, but then Aine with a kill there onto Tom, which is the Nuck versus the Frost. Bit of an equal trade, if you ask me, but this leaves it with a 4 versus 4, with the Termite being heavily damaged.
Termite heavily damaged, and also, I would say, a little bit in the favor of MolotovGang, as they have not only made a lot of damage on Yoshiro, but also dealt and cleared out Tom already. But now they really need to find some places where they don't leave themselves so vulnerable, as Varus gets killed and cleaned out by Yoshiro. Now next again, they are forcing themselves to rotate a little bit in the hands of MolotovGang, and MolotovGang really needs to walk through these cross lines every single time. They leave themselves vulnerable, but they really find the next retaker here, as just finds the next one. But Chenzo finds Aine, as Aine is dropping down low in the basement. Completely dropping in these crosses, as I just previously mentioned. Well, the retake is once again coming in by Yuki, though. Chenzo being a little bit toxic with the body shots coming in, but immediately gets refragged by Yuki. But Kenzie finds the next one onto Just. It's once again, the advantage is not in the hands of Gained for MVG. Every single time Asgard is coming back. Now we're on the plan. Kenzie fighting through the plan. Dropping off the Bravo though. Bravo not getting that concluded. Now they're running on time. The first drone is dealt. Do they find the second one? He's knocking off it one more time. Clock is running. He needs to plant one more time, and this will be locked down. And this round goes in the favor of MolotovGang. Smart play by Kenzo, and he's not spotted out correctly by the teammate in the hands of MolotovGang. They had the advantage, but they couldn't use it as they don't find where that echo is moved in. That way, that should be Kenzie, and also, I would say that was Klein, right? Klein in the same hands, helping out. They're not able to find where the echo is moving in. That way, we have ourselves the first round gained by MolotovGang with a very small play, and that echo once again shows how big of an impact he could be potentially.
Yeah, you could see how the other offensive player was coming, rushing and looking for that echo so desperately. But really well played from the echo, moving back further and further, using his first charge. Disrupt the plant, move back even further, and go for another disrupt in the last few seconds. Beautifully done from MVG. They're now calling for the tactical timeout, so even though they just managed to win a round, they still have some stuff they want to discuss together to see how they can start doing even better. But at least the start has been made. Yes, it was very, very close. Of course, the Echo found himself in a man disadvantage, which is definitely not ideal given the time available. But luckily for him, his drones were still active, and both of them placed in good positions where he could easily relocate him to wherever they needed to be. Beautifully done from the side of MVG. And, well, perhaps this marks the start of them delivering some more.
Attackers need to locate and defuse as many bombs as they can.
Well, and with this 2-1 score, of course, it's still MVG here on the defense. We are now going to the top floor after they have finally managed to win that ground floor. It's the fourth round, and well, we're seeing the clash coming out, Mighty. Of course, the clash in operator that we have seen on Clubhouse as well, where the clash was very annoying towards the opponents. Really good at slowing them down. And again, like, yeah, we have said it before, both of these teams are very aggressive when they are on the offense, also quite aggressive on the defense. And of course, aggressiveness really favors the attacking side. And so far, also in this map, Asgard has been doing very well on being aggressive on their offense. And what can you bring in that case? Bring a Capcan, bring a Goyo, bring a Clash. Three operators perfectly at countering the fast and aggressive offensive players, which might just work out for the side of MVG here.
Maybe, who knows? Maybe is that the key thing that you need to do, just not only to slow down Asgard, but also maybe disrupt their game flow a little bit. Because yes, they need a lot of time to just presetting themselves for the final take moments. Maybe that is the key impact, just stealing a little bit more time, not leaving Asgard with enough time to conclude and be able to do that final take. But once again, you really need to focus on catching position where you can catch Team Asgard off guard. As every single time when you have caught them off guard once, you immediately get refragged. The round here coming in by the Echo was very big in the hands of MolotovGang, but I think Asgard will be able, on looking above, that won't happen any much further. This round, there's no Echo being come in here in the line of MolotovGang, as they say, to win rounds like that is not enough for us. As the first bullet come into Hachi not very much aware of that holes above his head though. Well, the angle is not in the favor of Asgard, as that kill does not conclude through. Hachi's back up in best health as he's playing that dog for himself once again.
It could have easily been a headshot, given that the shots were from above, of course, but the dog miraculously making it out alive. I think it also had to do with the repelling player not not being able to fully look all the way down. And well, actually very nice use here of that Goyo canister, basically locking the Clash in the corner, doing a little bit of damage onto her. I believe, yeah, a little bit of damage has been done, but mostly it locks her down into that corner. Unfortunately, the attackers cannot really do too much with it at this point, but at least it buys them a bit of time, I would say.
It buys you a lot of time. Now it's really, we're looking into the meta. They're stealing a lot of time from the Clash. You're giving your teammates live intel. The headline is in place. Are you able to string them out? As Tom finds the first one, Yuki. That is the Capcan. Also, Kenzie finds the next one on Hachi. That's the Doc. Even though you're disrupting the game for a lot of Team Asgard, you're not leaving yourselves in good positions as the main fraction kills goes in the hands of Team Asgard. But immediately now, finding these equalizing frags, with the first coming in with the captain.
Attackers have
Next one in
recovered
the
their
hands of Aine, dropping around with his SMG9. But Yoshiro, even though refragging the clash, not clash off the board. And also the advantage gained by Team Asgard as they are 3 against 2. The C4 does find his bullets, but Justice getting dealt with by Shenzo. Immediately after that, Shenzo now moving in by Piano. It's only very stuffed against 2. Is Shenzo moving in alone, or is Yoshiro in the position to help out? Shenzo is moving in.
10 seconds remaining.
He's not helping out his team with Yoshiro alone. He needs to conclude on a plan.
Oh.
But he gets the pre-fire through the
Wow.
wall. What a beauty of wall bangs. And they were such as a lucky that I don't think there was any good pings coming. They knew for a fact where he potentially would move in, but there were no impacts or no intels given with a yellow ping where he potentially could be standing at. So that is a golden shot for my sake of saying, well done, did, and so heavily unlucky for the sake of all MolotovGang.
Yeah, unlucky for MolotovGang, but at the same time, there were definitely mistakes made by their side. First of all, the Clash, a very good pick for them to bring on. But why was the Clash pushing away so far from the bomb site when the timer was running low? The main wall of office wasn't even open up yet, so there was no reason to really put pressure that far out of the bomb site. She could have easily stayed towards Piano and really could try to hold them back from that position or inside of office itself. And that way, the player inside of office would have had an easier time staying alive, easier time holding back those attackers. I think then the round could have ended up very differently for the side of MVG. Perhaps just a bit of a mistake made. Don't go too hard on them. But yeah, perhaps it could have made a difference.
It could potentially have done a difference, but no difference gained, no momentum gained in the hands of MolotovGang. They win round number 3, but immediately Asgard comes back to old strength round number 4 and does everything by their books, by their strategic plan. And once again, even though they get disrupted a lot in their game, in their game flow, very much immediately, Team Asgard finds adaptation ways of just forcing that game strategic plan of theirs in the hands of MolotovGang. But this time now, round number 5, MolotovGang finds the opening frag in the hands of Yuki, Shadiro Kanzi.
Yeah, that's the top fragger of the side of Asgard for this second map of today already gone. So that's a very nice start here for the side of MVG. Of course, something that makes them very happy. And of course the Brava, of course, was a bit of an annoying operator, especially with those cap cans in play and the Electroclaw. Those two gadgets are, well, can easily be disrupted by the Brava, or can even be worked in the favor of the attacking side. Well, at least that's something they no longer need to worry about, which is, of course, is very nice. Meanwhile, the attackers have already made a bit of an entry, have mostly gotten control here over the fireplace side and the library side of the map. Clash almost losing her life, as the attackers were smart enough to bring the Sophia. Good counter for the Clash. The Clash just managed to fall back just in time to still be a part of the team. And potentially could even get a healed up back by the Doc.
Now the headline coming in here by the Maverick. Oza behind her shield, no C4 in the potential of being thrown through that gap. So good visuals here brought here by the combination of Oza and Maverick. We're looking forward to a conclusion of an idea how to see to call that breach open, and also how to maybe clear out that clash. Clash fully flashed, no moved in, but also Maverick does get his flashes done. I think he got flashed by his teammate, by the Sophia. Then we have the momentum in. Clash in a very vulnerable space. And getting dealt up by Shenzo as he's getting a double teamed by alongside his Maverick colleague on Tom's and by Piano Window. Now 55 seconds and we are on the door shell of Molotov's bomb site.
Yeah, this is a very good position for the attackers to be in. They are very close to make an entry because the Flores drones coming in as well to disrupt the defenders even further, to potentially push them out of position. The player luckily is able to stay there a little bit longer for where he can wait and hold back to the attackers. The attackers are already making their way into Piano as well, getting ready inside the office as well. So they're in a strong position. Sophia gets a kill, but then suddenly we can see Senzo getting killed by the C4. 3 versus 3 with the Goyo as injured on the floor as well, and the Refuser going down here by the side of the Maverick. A very heroic revive coming out here from the Doc. That's what he's good at. But as Yoshiro gets 2 kills in a row, it's now all coming down to Variox in a 3 versus 1 post-spin situation with 30 seconds all counting against him. Very limited time to find those players, but in the end he gets found here by one of the attacking players. And well, this means that yet another round here goes to the side of Asgard. They're finding themselves in a 4-1 score, and they're officially doing even better than they did on the map of Clubhouse.
And I don't think they're finished right off yet. Even though the very heroic, I would say, revive is just mentioned by Hachi. Hachi's not looking well on this map. He's definitely not comfortable on Chile's. He's dropping an 0-5 after 5 rounds as a dog, as a semi-supporter.
Yeah.
It's definitely you're definitely not forced to be in the positives after 5 rounds as a semi-supporter. But you're definitely a way of having at least 1 or 2 kills or having a little bit more impact. He's only having 2 assists of this round. He's only has done like 2 revives, I would say, without not counting himself, reviving himself, would I say. Very often he's getting dealt with at first. There's many things there in the hands of MolotovGang that aren't going after their game plan, I would say. But Asgard, once again, they find solutions on every single take Molotov is bringing. And I really don't think that Molotov should have brought Chile as... Yeah, they've done some adaptations from the LDL game that I've casted alongside Dianic, but definitely it's not enough. They're not finding the right clues, they're not the right directions to play against Asgard of this map.
No, and once again, I'm bringing up the statistics on Wikipedia for this map of Chalet, which generally, again, has been offensive favorite, 60.7%, so just run it up to 61% in the favor of the attacking side. So in a way, again, yes, it makes sense for Asgard to get to the 4-round mark already, where there's still, of course, a chance for MVG to turn this into 4-2, but even if Asgard's turned into 5-1 score, it is MVG's map pick. They have picked it for a reason, and they will go to the offense after this round. Even then, there is a chance for MVG to make a nice comeback and work things a little bit closer, or potentially even equalize the score at 1 point. For now, the attackers are mostly just, this is the last attacking round for Asgard. If they can get the another round, that will be amazing for them. A 5-2 or for 5-1 would be beautiful. If MVG can at least find a little bit of success on the last defensive round, and a 4-2 would be even better. I want to quickly pointing out the Brava drone doing a very good job for the team, hacking the Echo drones very early on already. I mean, we know how disruptive those Echo drones can be in the hands of the defenders, but imagine what they can do to the defenders themselves.
I also think that maybe MolotovGang hope themselves a little bit of help by these Echo drones in this round number 6. They won't find that, though, as we already moved in. The determination of Asgard and also the pace they are bringing also in round number 6 is very much deciding, as they're already forcing out these players in the upper floor. As Shenzo finds the first of the Variox, only means that just as alone up in bathroom, you'll already get thrown and spotted out. Is there more movement coming forward? As Hachi finds his first kill of this match, though, he's regained a position. He's trying to help out in the top floor, but he is, even though he's trying to re-health himself, getting dealt with. Chenzo finds 1 and he finds 2. Finds also Yuki just still up on alone above here in bathroom. He's completely being left out. No one cares that he's positioned there, as he's not able to move too much more. He's getting no impact, as now he's finding the momentum of moving and getting the kill onto Tom, but still the advantage point is gained by Team Asgard. As Shanzo finds a quad kill into Ane. Are we potentially looking for an ace here? Is he going up above, finding just, or is he not? Klein is on the plant. He's doing what he should do. Plant is going through, just moving closer. And the kills are, the scenario is coming, but Shenzo steals his ace, not leaving that chance out left for good. He wants to commit a scene, or better said, he wants to commit a clip into our highlights. And that, my friend, is definitely done by that.
Yeah, that's definitely a highlight worth mentioning. Beautiful done here by the member of Asgard. Beautiful ace, 5 kills here, taking out every single member of MVG. And while also achieving a very nice split score, a 5-1 to go into the roll stop with, where yes, the offense should favor MVG, with the 5-1 it will be so incredibly difficult for them to come back from. And I'm starting to get the feeling that we might get to see another match with all 3 maps being played, which I absolutely do not mind at all. I want to see as many matches go to 3 maps, as it just means that the competition is very, very good. But for now, of course, before we see that third map for today, Asgard will need to achieve 2 defensive wins, which, well, statistically might be a bit more challenging rather than winning offensive rounds.
Maybe a little bit more challenging, but it's definitely able And it's definitely it's possible to do that.
Attackers objective
But
is to
the main
locate a
thing
bomb
here
and
is
defuse it.
MolotovGang came back on Clubhouse, currently being also the better team in attacks than rather in their own defenses. Are they able to re-showcase that on this second map? They're mapping on Chalet. They need to force something upon Asgard. They really need to find ways of just forcing their game plan in the hands of Asgard, disrupting their game flow and just looking for opportunities to come back in this matchup.
Yeah, with this first of... Sorry?
Are we maybe able to then feel the aura that MolotovGang had back at the LAN, or are they left out for good on this map as well? They lost against LDL. They don't want to lose here again against Asgard.
No.
As that would mean they will go to a third decider map, and we have known for a fact if Molotov goes to a decider map, they have showed that they are some often lacking on energy and focus for that third map. This maybe be the case with the first kill coming in by just taking out Yoshiro. No man's gain. And also look at the timer, only 1 minute left out, and we're already the first takes are being done.
Yeah, there's definitely finally a success here from the side of MVG. So far, the attack seems to be doing something good for them. But of course, there's still a lot of work to be done. There's still more than half of the round remaining. They find themselves in a man advantage, but they shouldn't wait too long, of course. Eventually, the time will start working in the favor of the defense, especially with Senzo getting a kill there onto Yuki, who was trying to contest this very bandit. Well, there goes the man advantage for MVG, and suddenly it's back to an equal 4 versus 4. Yes, the Ace is now able to open up the office wall, so maybe in a way, there's still a bit of a win here for MVG. But yeah, it really comes down to what they do from this point on forward, as Tom gets a kill there on the Variox.
And also the swing that came in here by the Ashen and aims of just was a little bit too slow, as he potentially could have peeked out that bandit. But he's moving in there with Hachi and just find a kill. Hachi and a double kill. Shenzo getting the double kill and regain and makes it a triple against Aine, who leaves himself in a one-on-one scenario against Shenzo on Hachi. Hachi's not the man of this game, and Shenzo's definitely in his higher peak for his team. Who will gain this advantage? Is it Shenzo making himself an absolute legend after good round 6? Could he potentially send his team into match point in round number 8 on the favored map of the opponents in the name of MVG? Is it Hachi or is it Shenzo? And it is Shenzo! Locking down round number 7, so we have a 6-1 in round determination after 7 rounds played. That means round number 8 could potentially be the last for Chalet. And if it shall be that way, MolotovGang really need to look things through and say Chalet is a complete disaster for us lately.
Yeah, this map is starting to look a lot more one-sided than we were expecting at first. Really, Asgard taking a nice lead here with a 6-1 score, just being 1 round away from closing this map and bringing us to the first map for today. Of course, MVG, yeah, 5 rounds is what they need if they want to bring this to a 6-6 and want to have a chance to still win on their own map pick and keep it by only 2 maps. But just be honest, Mikey, it's starting to seem quite unrealistic that we will see that happen. Of course, it is possible, but it's starting to seem very unrealistic. But it will happen, and I think it's about time that the MVG just starts thinking about Cafe Dostoevsky already as such, preparing for that. Because we did speak about it earlier. They have played this map together, these 2 teams. They have played with Cafe Dostoevsky before. And there was Ghost Army being victorious with a 7-4 score, which is now of course known as Asgard. So even if we're going to the decider, and especially with Asgard likely winning this map, they will be feeling pretty good about it. So MVG, they gotta put up the effort.
They gotta put up the effort, and they're not gaining it, as we see the first kill coming in here in the hands of Yoshiro, killing that first guy on the hands of MVG, and that should potentially have been Hachi, and Hachi is, I would say, more likely rage quitting that round. And just that immediately finds a refrag onto Klein. But it's looking more and more unlikely for MolotovGang to come back here on Chalet. And as you just mentioned, not only is Cafe a more favored map for the hands of Ghost Army, now known as Team Asgard, they've really also showcased that Cafe is not only a map for them, it's their fortress. They're the two masters of Cafe, as we've already seen that in the previous seasons. Also against Entropy, there is no more lags coming in that map. But the gunfights are coming in. The kills are coming in by Variox finding an Axe 1. Immediately getting refrag done there onto just with that dealt with top fragger by MVG done and dealt. So we have an equal scenario though on 3 against 3 man cup, but look at these HP lines in the favor of Asgard. Meanwhile, we look at Molotov, and Molotov is fully health. Yuki finds an next vertical kill, makes it a double. Get some re-bullets joined on him by the Azami. Azami trying to force some bullets back. Gets the flashbang thrown against his chest. Goes down. And I don't think that it's clear that he goes down, but Yuki finds his triple. And it's Shenzo. Once again, Shenzo against 3. Shenzo the legend, but not for round number 8, as Molotov picks up this round and says, we take a 6-2 after 8 rounds.
The flashbang injure, something you see so incredibly rarely, but beautifully done. And while the player of MVG rage quit or not, he better start returning soon, of course, because, well, he needs to play another round. Members of MVG, they just need to... Yeah. Well,
how
of course,
unfortunate for that flashbang, though.
Yeah.
Sorry to just interrupt you, but that recording, that replay that we just saw, perfect time. This flashbang coming in, try to cover yourself, just trying to make your opponent get flashed out that you can move a little bit more in a proper place for your next gunfight. But you're not only managing to throw the flashbang in the right second, you're not only doing that, you're making it hit on the chest, and that chest hurts a lot because the flashbang weighs a lot of tons in the hands of Azami. Azami goes down. What a beautiful recover.
Yeah, that's beautifully done. And so yeah, now we just gotta wait for that one player we're disconnected to rejoin, of course. I didn't quite catch it. Are we getting a rehost here, or is the player still attempting? Okay, so that player is still attempting to rejoin, so hopefully he is still able to rejoin. Otherwise, well, there will be a very big punishment for leaving the match. I hope it wasn't a rage quit, but it kind of looked like a rage quit. But let's just hope the player's able to make its way back. But Mighty, of course, right now, a 6-2 score. Looks a lot better than a 6-1.
It does.
Yeah, it looks so much better. I don't know, it's only one round, but suddenly 6-2. It seems like a few rounds
gives like
might
a proper
still be coming
life
from MVG. Right?
It gives like a proper life sign. I just wanted to say, it gives like a proper life sign of MVG saying, okay, we are completely down under here in the scoreline, but we're not giving up on ourselves. We're still trying to run in and just try to focus our way back into the match. They got themselves around number 8. They gained themselves the opportunity to come back in that scenario. Will it be enough, though? We'll find out as we just heard on our ears. It will be a rehost, so we'll have a little bit of a longer break, unfortunately. But don't go anywhere, as we will be coming back in round number 9 right away. See you there.
Soon.
We had a man falling through the roster, getting kicked out of this custom game. He's back in, so we're back in round number 9. Scoreline is staying the same. MolotovGang regains the advantage, going back on a 4-4, and then moves on forward, moves on through round number 8, gaining themselves the second round win of Chalet. So that means round scorage is now 6-2, favored by Asgard, as they still now look forward to have 4 more match point opportunities that MolotovGang needs to try and shut down.
Yeah, so as this is potentially still the last round, I mean, it's still, of course, Asgard here on the match point. They only need 1 round to be won to win this map in their favor and earn their first map points. And they have 4 rounds to do so, of course, because MolotovGang, yes, they can win a few rounds, but out of the 4 rounds that there still are, Asgard at least needs to win 1. They can even afford to bring this to a 7-5 and still win it. So Asgard, of course, in a very good position, a very position that gives them a nice morale boost, that really helps them, gives them a lot of confidence, because they can afford to make some mistakes. But at least things are starting well here for the side of MVG, as Variox gets the first kill there onto Yashiro, the dog of the board, can no longer revive himself or his teammates, or heal them back up.
So Yoshiro is joining the fate of Hachi on the dock, being the first man to be left out alone. So, advantage gained by Molotov here, quite early on, did just take a little bit less than a minute. And already, just look here, the floor is being brought here as well by MolotovGang. Trying to clean out a lot of these gadgets, a lot of utility by these defenders, just to proper build up a preset to just conclude onto the last and final take here on the bomb side. MolotovGang showed that they're capable of doing that in round number 8, and they really are completely standing with their backs against the wall because of Asgard being in the favorite position of having these match point rounds already. A jumper coming in, getting Variox completely caught off guard as he is in his throwing sequence of throwing that Twitch drone. Immediately though, just finds a refrag, meaning it is still in the advantage points of Team MVG. Just needs to prone down to take that Legion jam out of his foot, gets killed out by Shenzo. Shenzo's just moving in clearly as he heard for fact that these spikes are in the foot of just actually trying to find some kills, finding some angles here in that kitchen dining hallway. Doesn't find any bullets on target.
And at least with a 3 versus 3 with only 45 seconds remaining, so the time is definitely running low here for the attackers. They need to make their move. Ace is still using some of his ace charges to open up some of the walls or make the holes that he previously made even bigger. They have a nicer opportunity to actually make it in through those holes. Run out attempt here from Tom, unfortunately doesn't find anyone. It's a bit of a tricky situation as the attackers are coming from various sides. But it seems like some attackers are actually relocating themselves now down to the ground floor, where of course the bomb site is located. I don't know what extent yet. They do still have some top floor presence, I believe. But with the Legion just waiting around the corner, he is the first line of defense, trying to hold back the attackers as much as he can, but he gets found from behind when he, after he got a kill himself. You can really kill that onto Claim, leaving Tom all left standing.
Oh no, oh no, oh no, oh no, oh no.
On the flank, finds the kill, denies the plans, but no! Just in the last minute, he still gets found. Yuki gets the kill and saves his team for yet another round, extends their chances, and brings this map, IT, to a 6-3. Earlier, I was talking how a 6-2 sounds so much better than a 6-1, but now a 6-3 sounds way better than a 6-2.
5 seconds left.
Like, don't get me wrong, I don't want to blame a player here because they're so much better than me playing this game. I'm only here for casting, nothing more, nothing less. But that was the most granted luck out and just conclusion, locking out this map that you potentially could have given to Asgard if he just would have chilled, I would say, another split second. He wasn't spotted out for a split second. Just wait a little bit more. If that timer that was taken down for the planter went a little bit down through, there were 4 seconds left on the board. Kill him 1 second later, or kill him like you did. Just completely draw yourselves away from the potential swing that's coming in, and you're having that round taken for good. You have taken that round for granted.
10 seconds to go.
But you're leaving yourself in open, vulnerable space once again, and that you're making you had the upper hand, you're just throwing it away, leaving yourself in an open field in the swinger coming in by Molotov, and the swinging coming in by Molotov was covered until his, I would say, stomach line. So I was a little bit falling off and giving away opportunity, in my sake, for the hands of Asgard.
Yeah, and with this, MVG is even in a better position than they were 2 rounds ago. 6-3 is much better score and much more workable. They only need 3 more rounds to equalize it and bring it to 6-6, which sounds pretty possible. We did see a bit of a close engagement there between the Ace and I believe the Bandit, where the Ace of course got damaged quite a bit and the Bandit is getting healed back up by the Doc after he got damaged as well. It's also just a nice bit of time waste for the defenders, where they're holding back the attackers a little bit longer and buying themselves a bit more time, because it seems like most of the defenders, there's no resistance from library whatsoever, so the attackers are getting a bit of a free entry actually, but Mackenzie with the jump outs just as the attacker was getting ready to place the Claymore with a beautiful killer onto Variox. Switch lost, and that's a big unfortunate loss for side.
And once again, that means it's a back-to-back opening frag against the Twitch, and it's not only an opening frag against the Twitch, it's an opening frag against the Twitch when you're catching her completely off guard. She was in the first round, in round number 9, she was throwing her Twitch drone. Now she was placing a claymore, and the next kill is also coming in, and it's concluding in for Asgard as Shenzo finds hits with a C4, dealing Yuki now it's a 5 against 3 scenario. Also, the bandit is jumping out, running out of this doorway. Doesn't find anyone outside of the balcony. Nearly lucky though that he is not being dealt any bullets. Ashenza finds you on tap. Unjust. What a beautiful kill. Aini though has something against that lead, trying to equalize, coming in a little bit closer, find the first kill against Kenzie. It's Aini and Hachi against 4. And it's not only against 4, but it's also against the main man, the menace of Asgard. Shenzo is still alive, but he's being shut down by Hachi. It's withdrawn to a 3-2. MVG's coming in closer, but they're losing HP. Both 3 guys in the hands of Asgard are fully on their HP scale. Who is the next one to fall? Yoshiro in the next conclusion. He's finding the first, getting 80. But Tom's needing to be coming in closer and find the kills on Hachi. That way we got ourselves the closer of tonight's second map. Asgard taking the win with a 7-3. So we got ourselves these back-to-back score lines. Had a 7-4 at first. Now we have a 7-3. Both teams have won the mapping of the opponent. That means we shall go to the decider.
And the decider map coming up, Cafe Dostoevsky is gonna be the decider map for tonight. And Mighty, you've also already spoken twice about decider maps and what that means for MVG. Can you repeat it one more time for our viewers? Because I believe there's actually some critical intel or critical statistics that might give an idea on what to expect for this last map.
I would say we already saw a map number 2. Very often we see some lacks of energy and also in the lacks of focus in the games by MVG. They're very often struggling. As longer as the play day is, there more struggles it is becoming for MVG. They look very strong on the first map last week against LDL. There was a 3-map scenario here. The ESA first rounded. Had to deal some casualties, lost the first map, fought completely back in the second map, was a complete different MolotovGang that we saw map number 2. And then in map number 3, they completely fell off. It felt like they did not have any energy left. And with that meaning, no more energy left. That means also the focus falling through. You're not conclusion anymore. You're not, I would say, not confident in yourself anymore with that say. That was one thing that impacted such big against MolotovGang, against LDL. I hope for that sake that this is not happening now on this third map. But if we're talking about third maps and decider map, we're going to Cafe. Cafe is a map that not only Ghost Army previously, that's known in the name of Asgard, has shown that they're capable of playing it. They're making it to their own playgrounds, but they're very known for making Cafe their own fortress. They're very hard to play against on Cafe, so MolotovGang really needs to step up one more notch here. They need to look like a MVG that we witnessed on play day 1 against LDL on map number 2. If they now fall through with not having enough energy, this should be a short one. I hopefully don't think that we will see it, and I have big hopes for MVG that they bring every single split that they have left, because they need to give it their all if they want to win on Cafe.
Yeah. Well, they got the break now to prepare for this final map, and so do we. So we're going to throw to a little break here. In about 5 minutes, we'll be back with the decider map of tonight. See you in a moment.
See you then. So we're finally back at this night's evening. We're already finishing now. Hopefully, we're not as finished as MVG looked on LDL's game. Hopefully, we see another MVG this play than we did see on the LDL match. Our producer did take a little bit of an L there, but forget about that. Let's focus back on this. We are having the third map coming in straight away. We are going to Cafe Dostoevsky. We have talked about how we have seen MolotovGang previously in a best of 3, where we're going to a decider map, where we're saying we have the opinion that they're falling off very often. They're lacking on energy on long map series. So maybe we have some more intel on the other team in the name of Asgard. How are they doing in best of 3 series, Bowers Max?
Well, that's one of the things I was just looking up to until our producer decided to send us in, or actually trick us. So I actually didn't finish that research. But what I can see here quickly, I have my screen still up here. What I can see for best of three, I mean, they have recently, of course, won in the first round of Swiss. They placed against Ground Zero, where then Ground Zero won with a 2-1 score. What I can see, Ghost Army actually won the second map of that evening, but I lost the third, even though it was close with a 5-7. And in general, indeed, like you said earlier, we don't really see 1-2 scores that actually we see them quite often. Whenever it comes to BO3, we often see uh, the maps going to all the way to the third map for the side of Ghost Army or Asgard as they're known right now. But in general, whenever they go to the last map, the frame maps, it's generally the side of Ghost Army actually winning.
Okay. So it's very often in their favor of winning. They're often having very good score lines in their favor. So we're looking into a map that is very good favored by Team Asgard. They have shown it very often. They're not only loving Cafe, they are living Cafe. So I'm pretty much hyped to see if Asgard is the final destination of this tonight's evening for MolotovGang, or if MolotovGang says, we won map 1. That was your map pick. It's completely favored by you. We have another map that's favored by you. Now we will knock you back once and for all. Asgard will try to make that look horrendously wrong. So let's look into. We are potentially looking into 15 more rounds of Madness Siege. And all these 15 rounds often begin with the same thing with the operator bands.
Yeah, first operator bands here coming out, and whoa, who would have guessed the Montagne being the first operator band? Well, most band operators so far, I've seen barely any matches here in ESA so far where Montaigne was actually allowed to be played. Most of the time he does get banned, but whenever he doesn't get banned, he often does do a lot of damage. So it's very understandable seeing him being banned again, Mighty.
Definitely. Monty, I would say it's a pure meta ban. It's a very understandable ban. It doesn't even matter which map we're talking about. Club, definitely understandable. Cafe as well. Just we have seen it so many times. Teams just move freely into potentially, I would say, into Siga shop, into Siga lounge, just maybe trying to push back these guys holding their castles in the zombies. The zombies are getting banned out on the side here, pushing out the guys near on Pixel. Maybe also marking out the guys that are standing behind the shield and freezer. The guys that are trying to withhold a small bakery or a bakery down in the basement section. So, very much understandable. Ying, we don't need to talk about her. The perfect cover-up for a fast plant or just a fast push. That way blocked off. Zami, Kiba barriers, we've talked about it. On Club is what a pure menace she could be. How many good angles she can create with these Kiba barriers and how horrendously dangerous she could be with those. Understandable. And we talked about it. Big maps with a lot of open roomage, like Chalet, like Cafe, very often provide a good interplay by the Valkyrie. So Valkyrie is the last one that we are seeing. So I would say 4 very much good concluded bans. 4 very well banned. Now the real fun begins.
The real fun begins indeed.
We have potential 15 rounds. What do you think? How this moment will be the final score of this third map?
Well, given that, first of all, like you pointed out, MVG doesn't tend to do too well when it goes to the third map. That's one thing to take into mind here. Second thing I want to take into mind is that these two teams have played each other just over a month ago on this map, where the side of Ghost Army won with a 7-4 score. And lastly, we had a bit of information from the team chat that this might not exactly has been the map where Bolt is being exactly meant to go to something, them accidentally banning the wrong map. They actually were planning to go to Consulate as decider rather than Café Dostoevsky. So those are 3 things all pointing against MVG and rather in the favor of Team Asgard. So what I'm thinking, before it was a 4-7 score, that's a month ago, I'm thinking that this map will be even closer in the favor, less close in the favor of Team Asgard, and I will see about a 3-7 or so.
I'm calling in, and I'm talking in with you alongside, but with only one thing in difference. I say it will be a 7-2.
7-2, so even more one-sided for the favor of Team Asgard. Well, that isn't exactly starting in a way that we
Caster's
support our
curse.
call here, as the first member of Team Asgard just lost their life, unfortunately. It's the Frost getting taken care of, so that's the opening kill that's coming from the side of Amy. And, well, that's a good start for MVG. They could definitely use it. This is a good way for them to prove us wrong on what we just said. So let's see what they got in store for the rest of this round for us.
Drones up and running.
They will definitely have a lot of more things in store here. Yes, they granted themselves the first opening frag, but on Cafe that doesn't mean a split thing. As there are a lot of room to cover, a lot of square footage that you need to cover. Also there are a lot of key positions that you need to look forward into, saying we have to grant ourselves the upper hand placements for those. As Variox though finds himself a cheeky spot, mocks of Tom here, getting him dealt with. Chenzo is back here and knocking out Variox, but Hachi is not finished. He's not pleasant. He's not happy with his performance in the previous map, taking off his first kill already in the first round so far. And Hoshio was down, and Chenzo needed to recover up. He was spotted out, got dropped in, and that way we have ourselves the first round in the hands of MolotovGang. Not only MolotovGang making the first round count for themselves, but second of all, the pure pace alone was very surprising, as Asgard is very well known of playing good on this map, but the pace that they brought completely overran Asgard is a pure surprise for my sake.
Yeah, this was one of the best rounds for MVG that we have seen in quite a bit of time, if you actually ask me. It was a very, very convincing round from them. So, well, hats off to MVG there. It's a nice way to start a map, even though we were talking, well, that this map wasn't going to be their map. At least they are starting off with the round in their favor, which hopefully is going to be beneficial for them for the remainder of this match so far. Starting off nice, but of course it all comes down to the upcoming rounds right after this. Oh, we're getting the information here. Unfortunately, the player has disconnected because of a because of a game crash. So unfortunately, this means that it will likely take a little bit of time before the player can return. Of course, need to boot up the game and then try to reconnect if he can reconnect. So we're just going to a very quick break here, and hopefully we can resume this map soon.
Till then. So we're back in round number 2. We have already done and concluded all the issues that we had. Our player has reconnected, restarted the game, and reconnected back to this lobby. We are ready and pumped from the round number 2. Asgard completely got overrun by MolotovGang in round number 1, completely against every thought that we have given and spoken about, right, man?
Yeah, that's definitely a bit of a surprise here, because once again, like I do every single map, I bring up the statistic that we have collected so far for the season ESA Cup. And for Cafe Dostoevsky, it's actually so far an astonishing 62% defensive favoriteness. Of course, we haven't seen the map too often yet, but 62% of the rounds so far have gone to the defense. So for MPG to start with a nice offensive round, that's definitely a good thing. And it was a very convincing round as well, if you ask me. So I'm actually expecting that we might actually see some more successful offensive rounds here from the side of MVG, as they just did so well on the first round of the match.
May not. We shall find out as the first round has been concluded. The second round already has been clocking down for 30 seconds, and you're not having the same incomes as of the kill feed, and also the pace has been slowed down a little bit. You just look at Chenzo immediately trying to lock out these Brava cams, Brava drones, as Klein finds the first onto Hachi. That is the Ash dealt with and gone. Could he potentially be the cheeky one to find the next one? No, he doesn't. But that means still advantage gained by Team Asgard in round number 2.
Yeah, meanwhile the attackers are setting up to weaken the defensive setup from the side of Asgard even further. That will likely soon to be breached, although it might not even have been reinforced. But that's the player on the rappel, just like that, gets a kill there onto Klein, and that's again the man count and evened out. That's the bandit losing his life, and we can also see the first members here of MVG making an entry into the building. More of those floors drones coming out as well, looking for bits of utility of soft walling or flooring to destroy, and this way they can weaken up the defense even further.
Loading new mag.
Ace Chargers also coming out here on the red wall here at top of red stairs. A nice entry point into Cigar Lounge and Piano, from where they can contest the bomb site, or at least the yellow hallway and the pixel here, where currently Doc is playing. Contest it even further, because those of course are crucial situations. They need to get this Doc out of this position, because as long as he's playing here, he's in a strong position from where he can even defend the bomb site and hold back the attackers quite well. So they will need to find a way to deal with him.
Oh, and Tom in a crucial position. He's getting dealt with once again. He's being multi-angled. Just moves in. Variox in to help. Look at the pure force they're bringing in. He finds the next one. Kenzie, and it's Shenzo alone against 4. He's not able to find a single kill though, as he's getting shut down by the Brava, moving in. Once again, we have a complete run over by MVG onto Asgard. Asgard does not look prepped for these attacks. Once again, getting completely overrun. And I'm not sure what we are seeing, what we're witnessing.
Yeah.
But Tom is already being dealt the same way twice. He should have had some eyes in his back. Knew for a fact that that window is there. He knew for a fact that window could do him some very serious harm. And he doesn't have it in perspective and gets dealt by it twice in this second round.
Yes, MVG is starting off very well on a map where we were not giving them a good chance, really, as we were talking about them in the introduction of this map. And suddenly MVG starts to seem a lot more favorable. They are proving that they can definitely do some real damage here and get some rounds on the board. 2 so far, and potentially more there where that's coming from. Because again, the side of Asgard is going back to the same bomb site. They have played it twice so far. They didn't win it a single time. As it's getting closer and closer, but MVG has found success. And if they keep doing what they're doing, or potentially even better, then maybe the side of MVG will be able to get yet another round here on the board. And then suddenly things will look so much different. Where even statistically, this map should be a very defensive favorite. MVG is doing a great job on the attack so far.
They've done a great job on the attack, putting on a lot of force, bringing a lot of pace here against Asgard, and Asgard does not look ready, as Asgard is more in a matter of being like Molotov was on the previous playday when they played against LDL. Yes, I know for a fact that MVG supporters can't hear it anymore, but it is the most recent stats that we have in the hands of MolotovGang playing best of 3 series. We need to mark on to that a little bit, but as of this moment, no one should be bothered by those, as MolotovGang is looking strong, looking good here in this map, gaining themselves 2 good wins in these rounds against Asgard, as we just know Asgard as of the Fortress Kings of Cafe. But we're not seeing that Asgard that are Kings of Cafe right at this moment.
Yeah, for now, once again, the attackers are just trying to find a way back into the building. Once again, here the Flores drone. Yeah, Flores drone's coming out as well, but the Brava drone is the one I was trying to talk about. Looking for bits of information, bits of utility. She could potentially work back in the favor of the defender, of the attackers. Firstly, Phoenix already coming out, potentially, meaning we'll soon see a Flores drone heading to the position, or the Brava drone, or maybe some of the Ace Chargers that have been brought. Meanwhile, the attackers just, mostly just trying to weaken some of the defensive setup, trying to find a way in. Not too much happening, as the first half of the round actually already expired, Mighty.
The half of this round already has expired, and we don't see any impacts this round by MolotovGang. Maybe MolotovGang has granted themselves a lot of break time, a lot of disruption in the game flow already against Asgard. As Asgard once again though falls through and gets the second and third opening frag against him in 3 rounds. As Shenzo, the more important king of Chalet that we just previously saw, falls through with the Tuberal here in round number 3. Once again, we look upon the push and also the pace being brought here, and Hutch just moves through, gains himself the double kill, finds the next one, Hutch and double kill, Variox finds the third.
Oh wow.
Now we find Variox pushing in an Ane when the last kill is concluded on that white stairs.
Mighty, what happened to MVG?
I don't know. If we saw this MVG on map number 2, we would already have called this an evening. We would already have called it a day, because it wouldn't have been that late on the time that we have. But I don't know what's happening. And we have the next break. I don't want any more breaks, please. Yeah. I want to have this night concluded. Of course, it's a beautiful scenario that we see. It's so much on the way that I'm already out of my prediction, because I called a 7-2 in the favor of Asgard. I maybe can turn around and say maybe we'll see 7-2 in favor of MolotovGang as they look better than ever. This MolotovGang is what we just saw privately. Also, we spoke about that's the energy that we saw on the LAN.
Yeah.
Is it a revival of the aura that they had on LAN? It is a new roster, of course. No one of those have won the LAN, after my opinion, or as of the information I have gotten. But it is the same aura. It's the MVG everyone feared on the LAN. It's the MVG that showed very much how doministic they can be, even though they have been flattered down on previous maps.
Yeah.
But until we find out more about that, I would say we go to a break because we will have a rehost until Bosmax doesn't have any much more to say, though.
Yeah, indeed. Like there's a rehost happening, so there's a bit of a break. But I indeed have one more thing to say. I mean, MVG already on 3 rounds playing as the offensive team, meaning that even still the defense is still ahead of themselves. They're already finding in a very good position where they are on track to potentially even win this map. But like you said, we'll find out how things will go after the rehost, which is going to take us about, again, maybe hopefully like about 3 minutes or so. Hopefully it will be a very quick one. So don't go too far. We'll be here, and we hope that you'll still be there as well. So see you later.
See you there. Going out. So we are back once again, and hopefully for the last time of this evening. We are back on Cafe Dostoevsky with a lead of 0-3. Not in favor, as of Asgard, as we awaited earlier, in favor of MolotovGang. They've completely evolved themselves, moved beyond the potential that we have seen beforehand on decided maps. I'm completely blown off and blown away by these, I would say,
10 seconds to
ratings that MolotovGang is pushing here. What are your thoughts, Max? Are you also completely out of your mind?
Well, you're definitely not the only one. Earlier, I was predicting a 7-3. You were predicting a 7-2. So your prediction cannot even come true at this point anymore. MVG already has gotten 3 rounds. Mine technically can, with the way that MVG has been playing. I definitely see them winning at least a few more rounds. And well, for Asgard, it would be a good moment to actually start winning some rounds, because an 0-4 would be even worse for them. Especially given that they are playing on the defense, which should be favorable for them. Yeah, for so far, hey, it's MVG on a nice roll. They won 3 rounds in a row. They won on the same bomb site over and over again. But the good thing is that Asgard has finally realized that this top floor just isn't working for them. They have gone for a different bomb site, where hopefully, of course, a complete different setup as well, they might find more chance.
Different setups, different spot. And for the first time of this third map, we have an opening frag in the hands of Team Asgard as Tom J. Doe finds the first kill against Just.
Yeah, just like that, the side of Asgard finds himself in a good position to potentially finally win a round. But at the same time for MVG, they have got quite a bit of work to do. You can really see how the defensive side of Asgard extended their defense to the top floor, as you usually see for this bomb site. The top floor is very favorable and very valuable in either hands. Defenders can defend from above, attackers can attack from above, and whoever has possession over the top floor has a great advantage over the other team. So that's why the main focus for both teams is to either have control over the top floor. From there, whoever has a control will have a nice opportunity to put pressure on the bomb site itself.
They really need to do that. And also, once again, now we're having an equalizer, and the equalizer doesn't wait for much long. We're having a back-to-back here. Variox finds Tom, Yoshiro finds Variox, Yuki finds Yoshiro, Chenzo finding a double onto In, and Yuki is a big one. It's leaving Hachi alone against 2. And it's Klein and Chenzo to make this 4th round count for them, as Klein is putting himself in a very awkward position, in a very open position, gets away from it though. Now Hachi's on the move, Hachi's blind, and then immediately Chenzo moves in. He doesn't wait much longer, and then immediately he makes it count and makes it cost. That way we have the first living health signs of the name of Asgard. I may also say Asgard picking the top floor 3 times in a row, getting overrun twice, them picking it the 3rd time, I quite don't understand why. If you lose it once, get overrun, it's already enough to say, okay, we had no fight after all. we should maybe reconsider taking another spot.
Attackers need to
And just
locate and
retry it
defuse
once more
bombs.
is completely okay. It's understandable because it's like
Yeah.
50-50. Because you
Attackers have
may have
located
been
the
not
bomb.
prepared the right moment. Maybe your build took a little bit too long so you weren't on the right positions. Then you get over on the second time, and immediately in everyone's head it should say, this spot isn't ours against this team. We need to repay. That way you're granted your opponents 3 trials, and then they overrun you twice in. Third run doesn't go any much other like. Take 3 wins in a row, giving and granting MolotovGang a lot of momentum, a lot of like good feeling for themselves on this decider. Asgard now finally disrupted that a little bit, but I don't think
5
that
seconds
is
left
enough,
before
as
insertion.
MolotovGang surely still looks very strong.
Yeah, it might be a bit of a belief, bit of a religion, believing in the third time is the charm belief, where, well, so suddenly the third attempt you will be victorious, you will finally find success. Well, this didn't work out for the side of Asgard, and they made indeed the right choice to go to a different bomb site, and they're, well, staying with this wise knowledge to not go back to the top floor unless you absolutely have to. You're going for kitchen instead, which is a very understandable pick. It's a strong bomb site, it's a good bomb site. In theory, every bomb site on Cafe is good, with mining being the least favorable one. But for the side of MVG, things are starting off good once again, as they, well, they had a smart pick. They went for the Jackal. It's a big map. Jackal can easily find information, but he can also find opening picks, which he just did. And, well, his biggest enemy, the Vigil, has been dealt with.
Biggest enemy gone, SMG-12, Boss G gone off the table, and Hachi is one of the main men that you really need to look into, as he is very much able to do a lot of damage, deal a lot of damage, as not only he finds the first opener, but also Variox finds the second one onto Klein. That is Kenzie and Klein dealt with in this round. Already looks very much favorable for MolotovGang. Pre-place C4 in freezer. Shall it find some damage? Or shall it not? As it doesn't look quite of this moment, as someone will try to gain some advantage points from fireplace onto the hatch.
And the members of MolotovGang mostly looking for information and finding those defenders, where Yoshiro does find an attacker, however. That's the bug taken care of, one of the operators crucial and responsible for creating the verticality with his underbarrel shotgun. Luckily, they did bring the Ramazal with the drone, which also has been very effective on creating the verticality and make it very difficult to play on site. But also then the man count has gotten a little bit closer, as it's now a 3v4, which is just a little bit better here for the side of Asgard.
Little side note there, I just write about how no one maybe look into going into fireplace playing against that hatch. Immediately, Casticers hit, unfortunately, every single time. And the C4 grants themselves the opening frag, where there's the refrag in the favor of Asgard. So, little side note, I should just stop forcing these Casticers.
You definitely should. And, well, while you were talking, there's now 3 versus 4, of course, still here in the favor of MVG, but the time is running low, however. Warden using his ability in a very rare occasion, looking through the barriers of the sands, getting the perfect information, finding Tom for Yuki from behind the blitz, Multi-Hachi getting a multi-kill as he finds 3 in total. Senzo with a kill on Aina, Senzo with another kill there onto Just, and now we're finding ourselves in a 1 versus 1 situation with only 10 seconds remaining. The Jackal being extremely low in HP. The smallest bit of damage will take him out, and Senzo throws the impact nade from a distance. It is enough to actually get the kill. The Jackal almost escaped it with the vault situation, but the impact found him, which means the round goes to the defensive side of Team Asgard. Puts the score on 2-3, and suddenly things look a lot better here for the side of Asgard. And so now only 1 point behind on MVG, and can still turn this into a 3-3.
Sorry for my reaction though. But just
alright.
Your timing once again of just, okay, I'm running away and you need to follow me because it's the only thing that you have managed to do. Yes, you can retake the defuse and try to go for a plant, but immediately if you try to, I'll push you down. And I really can wait until you really are forced to conclude and fulfill that plant. And then you're also the way you're granting yourself the double, the triple, you know, of just running back and forth. Shenzo is back as ever, 6-0 after rehauls. We've seen 2 rounds. That means something. That guy is up to a game plan. He was up to a game plan until late, and he still is back up on the game plan now after the second rehost onto Cafe now.
Attackers are heading out.
I just don't know what I should say, because you'll run around and just granting yourself kills in that way, just insane. As the first bolt already is being dealt onto Just, has just lost 16% of his health, with a few bullets coming in, and who should it be rather than else, the Shenzo himself.
There was some very early and quick damage being done there to one of the attackers. It's not too much damage, luckily for him. Like, he's only gone from 125 to 109 HP. So it's not that much of damage. He's barely just got tickled, really. And yeah, that's lucky for him. It could have ended a lot worse. So very nice for him to make it out. But this warns the attackers of MVG that they know that they're not safe, even outside of the building. Even then, they are not untouchable. Well, the side of Asgard, well, just making a bit of a statement there, really.
Drone's ready.
Yeah, for now with the 2-3 score, of course, the members from MVG just, well, they would like to turn this into 2-4, so they have a nice opportunity. And once they go to defense, things then look very possible for them. They want to win another round here. And, well, that's what they're working on. You can see the B8 coming out, helping out the Bravo drone to make their way in, but also the A charge to be activated as the Mule Jammer then was dealt with. And this way, the members of MVG can even start doing more and more damage and can start making their entry soon.
They can start to make an entry soon, and they really are forced to do something now and find some entries and find some adaptations on this Asgard team recovered so far. As now we don't have Tom anymore on that position into Pixel, not getting dealt with. We got dealt with that position twice. We're back in the scenario. We're back in the spot. They just lost 3 times in a row against MolotovGang. And Asgard is looking to find the final solution for this spot to take a retrial back on this map. On their spot, having themselves on a 3-on-3. All the rolls up as Klein finds the first. He's swinging around, doesn't find anyone else. On Yukito, but just is so close that he's finding the refrag. And then Tom is not able to find the refrag until Just is picking up a notch, finding the double kill. Now he's moving through it into toilets. It's already in, pulls into freezer.
Wow.
Klein finds the next one. He just finds his third, finds the fourth. Gets both Kenny. And also, in the hands of Yoshiro, it's Shenzo. Shenzo, the 6-0 man against 3. Does he find any much more impact? Hachi on the plant. And Shenzo finds the first onto Just. Shutting down his kill streak over 4. No ace in the hands of Shenzo. Just, but Shenzo gets shut down by Hachi as he had still an open bill to conclude. So we have 4 losses in the top 4. Against Asgard.
Yeah, that's
4 wins in the hands of Molotov. 4-2 split in the favor of the attackers going into the defending side. What does that tell us, maybe?
Well, what does it tell us? Well, first of all, I pointed out how this map technically is defensive favored, so it should have a favor for the defensive side, but MVG's shown us that they can be very, very effective on the offense as well. And potentially this defense will continue to work in their favor. However, of course, MVG playing very aggressive on this offense, which really helped them to get the upper hand there over Asgard. But now they are going to the defense. The aggressiveness might not always be the right thing to do, as they could easily get punished for it. As a more passive playstyle does generally suit the defense a little bit better. So we'll see how things go from there on. But at the same time, Team Asgard, we have seen how well they can be on the offense as well. It was also MVG who got to start. We had the starting strike. Am I saying that correctly?
5 seconds left.
Yes, it was actually MVG who had starting side pick, right?
Objective is to defuse a bomb.
It was
the first map again. Was it a 7-4 or 7-3?
It was a 7-5.
It was a 5 even, yeah. So actually it means that then Asgard had the starting side pick. Asgard decided to start on the defense. They only got 2 rounds out of it, which isn't actually that good then. And, well, I mean, MVG might actually have a very good chance here on the defense then.
They always have good chances. They always have the opportunity, also the manpower to come back. They are showing themselves that they're good in the attacks. Every so ever, we have seen the attackers are strong on these teams. So is it determined that the attackers will always have the upper hand on Cafe for this map here? Or will it be determined that MVG finds the right answers in the defense hold in this top 4 as Variox finds the first opening kill. And once again, it's Tom falling through the roster, and that is the Flores, the main guy, clean out utility and gadgets by the opponents. But the Genzo drone in the hands of the Twitch drone coming in, cleaning out that first mid window, and Hashiro finds the first. Klein finds a second to Variox. That way we have Yuki and Variox clean out for this round. Upper end gained by Team Asgard.
Yeah, 4 versus 3 now in the favor of Team Asgard, where they are finding themselves in a pretty good situation here on their first offensive rounds. The 3 defensive members here on the side of MVG standing in their way. However, they have a pretty well defended bomb site. I mean, there's still 1 mirror window intact that they can use, but also defenders are stretched out pretty nicely. They can cover various areas. 1 kill from any of the defenders will equalize the man count as well. So, yeah, like I said, things can get very close very quickly. As here, 1 kill comes off from Hachi there onto Kanzi, equalizing the score. Senzo, however, immediately getting injured by Eine. It's another kill in the favor of the side of MVG. Suddenly they have the man advantage, HP advantage as well, or rather, as Doc has boosted himself, slight advantage there in terms of HP. Not that much per se, mostly the man advantage here, but also the defenders just really having the luxury of just being able to wait in their bomb site, waiting for the attackers to make that move. With all the defensive setup that they have, they are finding themselves on a pretty strong bomb site. However, Yoshiro with the kill there onto Eine, equalizes things, brings us to 2 for 2, is inside of the bomb site, gets found by Hachi, leaves the ace all left standing in this 1 versus 2.
Like, I understand when you move in that way of being sneaky, gaining yourself the first kill, why do you peek up open wide against Hachi? You know for a fact that he will swing either from the double door or from the rotation. Why are you leaving it so open for both swings? Why you don't move close to the bar stool? We just blocked off the complete vision of the rotation way. Just completely focus yourself on the double door. You leave yourself open, and the next one has to move in as the time is running away from his clock. No more plans in his pocket, and that way he leaves himself open for Justice. Just takes this kill and says, "Thank you so much." That means also MolotovGang is the only team so far this has won a top 4 section here in Cafe for this matchup. So we have a 5-2 in the favor of MolotovGang, and I would say the air is running out and running short for Asgard. They really need to show more life signs here.
Yeah, something we absolutely did not expect at the very beginning of this last map of this evening. MVG being 3 points ahead of Team Asgard. We did not see it coming, but it's definitely happening. MVG giving all in their power, really to show, really to save their name, really to show that even this new roster, because it is a very new roster on the side of MVG, that even they are very capable. Of course, do not forget, there's some ex-MVG members. There's we're seeing what is it? I believe ex-Entropy members and MDF players. So there's still very good players inside of MVG. It's just a new roster. They still need to get used to each other. Where side of Asgard, the players have been along for a very long time. They know each other very well. They have got some titles on their name. But MVG is really starting to show that this new roster is also working out for them. They just need a bit of time. And once they get that time, they show that they're in power still.
They're still empowered, and they're still looking for some solutions. May they find them very much faster than later, because there's not much ground left to lose. Molotov only needs 2 more rounds to call this decider map theirs, take it up a notch, and leaving themselves in the upper hand versus in the mid hand for next week's playday in week number 3.
Yeah, indeed. So with the second defensive round now here coming from MVG, where they just had a first defensive win, they show that after the success on their offense, they can be successful on the defense as well. And this would be the good moment for Asgard to actually start winning some offensive rounds. Their first offensive rounds, that will be. And I mean, they are very capable, and Asgard being a very strong team, aggressive team as well, which should favor them. But as Yuki is getting that opening kill onto Senzo, things are definitely not starting well for Asgard, as they now lost that Brava early on.
Not only they lose the Brava, but they lose their main fragger here. The main guy with the idea, the main guy with the aim for these gunfights. Now Molotov in the upper hand within the man count section. So this round is ticking off in the favor of MolotovGang. 90 seconds stealth, C4 coming in, finding no damage done to the guys in Asgard. The flash coming in against Yuki. Yuki recovers back into onside, moving through it. Well, Variox getting killed by Kenzie. Immediately Hachido finds the refrag onto Kenzie, so still upper hand withheld and also regained in the favor of MolotovGang. 3 against 4 in the favor of MolotovGang. As also Hachi tries to find an X-Bullet here on the guy moving out into delivering garage. Doesn't find any bullets on target though. Tom is trying to find some verticals now.
Yeah, 3 versus 4, just 45 seconds remaining. Very limited time for the attacking sides to work with, especially as they have a man disadvantage. Echo even also being in play, so the attacker is definitely not in a very good position. However, if this Echo is not careful enough, he might be found very soon. And this is exactly what's happening. Yoshiro with the kill there onto just taking care of the Echo, finding his second as he finds the
nearly
smoke just running around.
Nearly also finding the third. Get some help though by Tom, but Tom getting dealt with by Yuki, so we have it still equalizer onto 2 and 2 man kill. But look at the health P-bars of Yuki. Touches alone onside, and Yoshiro finds the third onto Hachi. Now we are claimed onside, and Yoshiro finds that last kill on the ball with the Brava. That way, we have the next regainer by Asgard. Asgard is showing themselves life signs. They want to fight back. They want to come back here where every nuke well fought for. So 5-3 is now the scoreline, and they're closing in. MolotovGang began quite good, granted themselves an opening frag, also getting an immediate refrag here. But then when you made the move, you forced them to move. You forced them to maybe try to get some new angles, and you mock them out, and you are getting the upper hand as you're on the spot, right crosshair placements, and you're damaging them through.
Yeah, just in time, Asgard has finally started winning rounds here to bring the score a little bit closer to each other. 3-5, just 2 points behind on MVG, and finally finding their first bit of success there on the offense. Well, at least finally a bit of success here from Team Asgard. And hopefully there's more where this is coming from. Because I would love this final decider map of today to get as close as it possibly could, potentially even to overtime. I mean, it's a decider map. They should be close, really. And, well, Asgard now has made a first step in the right direction to potentially do so. However, MVG has shown that they can be successful on the defense. They're going to try the same bomb site again. We've seen a couple of times, like how bomb sites are going to attempt it for a second time, or sometimes even a third time. Sometimes it works out, sometimes it does. I'm curious to see to what extent how this will turn out for the side of MVG.
On the first conflict coming in by Kenzie, as Kenzie finds the first onto Ane. Ane is not looking good after these rehauls. 1 and 6. The 2 assists does not look like the Ane that we know from the first map, and also the comebacker in the first section here, granting him a lot of kills and making a lot of force in the first half of this game on Cafe.
And with this 5 versus 40, attacking side of Team Asgard is finding themselves in an advantage once again. The smoke, crucial operator, especially to the end game of MVG, already being lost, unfortunately. Another of those end game operators would be the Echo, which luckily still is in play. However, also he will need to be careful. I don't know exactly where he's playing, but as I can already hit it, ram drones already being in action. It doesn't seem that safe on the bomb site either anymore. But as he's still playing in the bakery, which is not being contested yet, he still is in a decent, safe position for now.
It also means that Asgard is forcing Molotov to just cut off these back rotation ways, just to be very cautious about where you're roaming at, where you're recovering your position from when you're moving back on site, that you're not getting pre-aimed off from above these cross lines and also these verticals. Look, Hachi is in a complete clamp here between 2 guys. One is outside double winner into the face action. One is outside of that delivering garage. Hachi behind the shield, though, have a good position. May he get some refrags. May he get some re-challenges as he's finding Kenzie. Chucking it down. He finds a double onto Yoshiro. And there's no force coming in from behind by the main guy outside there to regain opportunity. Shenza finds a kill onto Variox. 3 and 3, very much equalized. Tom down as well. So Hachi will find his triple kill. So revenge regain. May also find the blitz. He finds a blitz, and that's the way we have a quad kill for Hachi. Is Hachi the next one to find an ace opportunity against Cleansing?
No!
And Klein makes it shut out. So Hachi in a quad. And also, Yuki turns away in the wrong section. That was a perfect kill there, easily done for him by Klein, as Klein is moving through that field line. But just look at the weapons remaining on the board. We still have an Echo left on the board. We also have the shotgun in the hands of the Mute, with also the SMG-11 and the rear M9. And this will be very much hard.
15 seconds to go.
He's trying to lurk into the corner. There's no one there. He'll look deep. See if there is someone in the kitchen section. That is the Echo. He needs to try to include the plant. Yuki's coming in close. Klein. There is a drone above. He doesn't find the momentum as once again Molotov saves themselves another round because the time is running off the clock and the Echo drones are still up and running. The Brava was concluded too early. The Brava drones didn't come through. Maybe that was a crucial bit coming in here by Team Asgard, as now MolotovGang moves in for round number 10, taking match point place. So they're able to lock this up. This could potentially be a 7-3 in the favor of Molotov, what would completely not only turn my prediction upside down, but completely turn your prediction in perfection upside down.
Yes, I can still be right about the score, but indeed inverted in the favor of MVG or in the favor of Asgard. I just want to quickly point out how crucial that 4K of Hachi got to really help MVG to win that round right there. Almost getting the ace, getting a little bit too greedy for that final kill, putting his position, the team actually in a quite tricky position towards the end of the round. But luckily, the Echo, he has positioned him perfectly, he has set up perfectly to just finish up that end game, what I was talking about, how he's just meant for that with his drones. Beautiful done there from the side of MVG, and like I said, a great play there from Hachi.
Beautiful power play by Hachi, nearly making this round count for MolotovGang all by himself. Unfortunately, and unlucky for him, he doesn't include it in with an ace. That would have been so deserved. But still, though, he made it count. MolotovGang made the last kill count for themselves, even though it was very close at the end there. What that means, match point, favor for MolotovGang, and Asgard needs to find conclusions on the top floor spot. They previously lost it, but they need to find some answers. Yuki dropping on hatch.
It seems like the side of Asgard is for quite aggressive approach so far on their offense. I like already opening up some of the windows pretty quickly, using the flames, the fireballs here off the Capital already very early on. Nothing actually happening, interestingly. Not a single bit of damage being dealt. Not a bit of a follow-up on that quick approach. But at least they have ascended to the building pretty quickly and found themselves into the window very early on. From there on, it's really up to them on how quickly they actually want to enter the building. They seem to be slowing down a little bit just to get the proper information to find out where those defensive players are positioned at the moment, and where they can actually make the first entry and attempt to get those opening and entry kills. From here on, we can just see that the first attacks are making their way into the building. Twitch is being one of those, played by Kenzie at the moment. Gets damaged a little bit in the process, as he was attempting to find one of those defensive players. He knew where he was, but he was getting found instead. But as long as he's holding a gun, he can still be effective. Setting up a breach for the team. Klein, meanwhile, with the first opening kill there onto Variox, as the Frost taken care of. Of course, her utility and her, her utility already being placed, which she can use to still be effective for the team. But one gun less here on the side of MVG, which puts the members of Asgard in man advantage.
Oh, and unlucky for Yoshiro that he doesn't conclude the kill onto Ane. Ane left on HHP. Is he able to recover back to his helping friend in the name of Hachi on the dock, though? I don't think so, as Doc is moving through. He's being dealt with as he's running through these cost lines that I'm talking about so often. These cost lines are dangerous. They are crucial. They're completely running against MVG, as Kenzie alongside Shenzo and also Yoshiro finds complete reattachment as Shenzo finds the last kill into Just. And we are having one more round on the table. 6-4, new scoreage. We're going into round number 11.
Yeah, Mighty, this match is actually becoming a lot more interesting right now. I mean, it's of course still MVG on the match point. They are in a very good position to end this match once and for all. But with Asgard only being 2 runs behind on MVG, I mean, it is getting a lot more possible right now. It's Asgard on the offense. They have shown us that
Attackers
they are
need to locate
definitely
and defuse
capable of
bombs.
being successful in the offense. And it only takes in 2 rounds. 2 rounds isn't that much. So the 6-6 is definitely still possible. They need to do it flawlessly, of course. They need to win those 2 rounds in a row if they want to have an overtime and there have a chance to still win the match. But yeah, MVG, of course, only needs 1 out of the upcoming 2 rounds to still win this map within regular time.
They have 2 more tries to do so before we head to
Bomb located by
overtime.
attackers.
Asgard will absolutely try to conclude their focus, straightening up themselves and just
10 seconds
being
remaining.
set on target now for this round number 11 and 12. They showed
5
us
seconds remaining.
how it is if you stay calm, stay on target,
Attackers are
focused.
heading out to defuse
Round number
the
10, what
bomb.
happens? And they're in, locked in to try to determine themselves in round number 11 now. Is this another round counting for Asgard, or is Molotov finding the last square bits that they need to lock this map out for good for themselves? It is 3 minutes, 180 seconds, closing in, and it's still running for MolotovGang as we have a 5-on-5 man count.
Yeah, as usual on the map, like Fade, members of Asgard mostly spending their time on ascending the building. It's a tall building, it's a big building, and especially if you want to go to the top floor, you must spend a lot of the first few 30 to 45 seconds just climbing the building. Meanwhile, hatches are being opened up, first drones are going in to gather information to find out where those defensive players are playing. Again, of course, this top floor is going to be crucial in their defense, although I'm not entirely sure how much defensive presence there actually is on the top floor at the moment. I couldn't see too well, but yeah, like I said, here you can actually see there's 2 players at least on the wide stairs. So, and there's actually 1 waiting up top. So definitely some defensive presence here on this top floor, as it's just so crucial for either team, either defense or attack the website from above.
1.5 minute nearly concluded. We know for a fact that there was a C4 on that castle. Doesn't find any bullets into Chanzos though, luckily. But look, Yuki seems to be ready for a jump out. Is it shocked off? No, it isn't. It doesn't sound that way. He does not jump out. As now the top floor control may have been gained by the Ram. Roshiro opening these first verticals. Also, these first verticals now could potentially come into the first visuals. There is 1 guy up and above in bar section, I would say, if I'm not completely blind. No, Varix is up top there on wide, and Hachi is getting dealt with quite plain here by the vertical. Tom finding the next one onto Just. Varix also dealt with. That was the guy on top wide. Chenzo finding that kill. Ane finally finds Chenzo, though, he's locking out the main fragger there. Well, just look at this Alf running down. Yuki finds the next one under Kenzie, though. But Tom and Hashiro find the next one. That way we lock off the round number 11 as well. Molotov is not closing this map. They're having struggles to withhold now in the last rounds here against Asgard, as Asgard just purely gains more momentum, gains more, I would say, entryways. They're getting stronger and stronger every single bit. And now the time for a timeout has come. And that timeout should be the counting bit. Can they try to disrupt the game flow and the momentum that is in the favor of Asgard? Or is Asgard just completely locked and ready now?
Yeah, also beautiful this demonstration there from the side of Asgard, how the control over the top floor kind of controls this bomb site. From this moment that Asgard had proper control over the top floor, they started raining down bullets from above down to the bomb site, and one after another MVG members started falling, and things really fell apart. That's how crucial the top floor is, and it's just really demonstrated here right now. And yeah, like you said, it's tactical timeout. This is the moment that MVG can hopefully for themselves. They're hoping that they can figure something out, how they can almost guarantee themselves to win this upcoming round. They want to win the upcoming round. They kind of need to win the upcoming round. Because I do not know how this is going to go once we go to overtime. Because of course, it will not suit and not feel well for the side of MVG. And they wouldn't like it. They wouldn't feel good about themselves. Well, of course, Asgard will get a huge rush after they were once down on a 1-5 score.
Definitely, they are completely locked in. They will have that rush if they shall make the round number 12 also count on their sake. But if you just look at the lineup now brought by MVG, we have the smoke back in. We also have the Echo Bagoon. We did see a clash for a few seconds, but the clash getting rid of already. So Hachi back on the Jaeger. We're back in kitchen dining. We are back in kitchen freezer area. That is the spot that Asgard recently lost, with Hachi having a huge impact with that quad kill. Is he able to pull off one more? As I'm feeling the Molotov is relying a little bit too much on Hachi here, making the fragment. I'm just staying alive to potentially do the echo play. Is that the game plan, or will Asgard move through and also make that Countess made ridiculously rid of already?
Yeah, I must correct myself. I just said it was a 1-5 split score, but of course it was a 2-4 split score in the favor of MVG. Not a 1-5, it was 2-4. But either way, nonetheless, still very well done for Asgard on working that almost back to 6-6 or depending on how this round will go, of course. Side of Asgard making their way to the building again, like usual. It takes time for the map like Cafe, especially if you want to do top to bottom clear. It's a very big map. There's a big chance defenders will be roaming around. If those are, you might want to deal with those. It's a choice to be made. But it is just costing time for the attacking side to actually get some proper foothold into the building itself. And time, of course, is very crucial for these attackers, especially as we had seen before when MVG was attacking this defending this very bomb site, especially with that echo in play, which was basically one of the saviors towards the end of the round. But also Hachi, who did an incredible job on the Jaeger earlier on. Where I got the 4 kill to really work things back in the favor of MVG. We'll see how things go. This is the second defensive round on this bomb side. Will they do just as good, or will Asgard be smarter and better this time around?
Will they, or will they not? That is the real question. As that shield's getting rid of, as Hachi finds the first kill onto Klein, back onto Brown stairs. It's Ane back on that shield. That shield is still up and running, as the grenade doesn't get connected through. We also have no operators in the matters of cleaning out these echo cams. They also did cost them a lot of time to clean out that top floorage without having any gains coming in by that brown stairs.
Now with this 4 versus 5, the round is returning, and we're now approaching the 1 minute mark. There has been one fall on the side of the offense, especially with that being the ace. That is making things a little bit more complicated. No hard bridging possible. Luckily, however, that freezer wall is soft, so some kind of explosion, or perhaps one of the shotguns brought by either the ramp or the striker. They have an opportunity to open up the wall and create themselves an entry point into the freezer. However, it seems like the attacker is actually considering going from the other side, which might just be a good idea, which is going here from Bakery, where the Echo is located in his safe space. Contesting this will deny him that safe space, which might provide a nice opportunity, especially since he's now fallen. No more Echo to save the rounds.
Oh, but the Echo gets refragged by this headline, but Yuki getting downed. The favor is going in the hands of MolotovGang, as MolotovGang is looking strong. Yuki down though. Chenzo on the side, cleaning through. But Tom's needing to come onto side. Will they come on side without gaining some damage? Tom is making that kill count onto Variox. Now it's Shenzo trying to cover up the planter. While Hachi is in the momentum, getting the kill onto Shenzo. It's not everything. Hachi against an Ane. And they made the kill count as Amy comes in from the corner. Friend kill coming in. Hachi saying, I did everything here on this map for us, for this team. I think this has diffused in that way. MolotovGang moves through, splits themselves against all odds, moves in this decider map and wins 7-5. Huge comeback after very poor performance on Chalet, granting them a 2-1 win against the Asgard, going in the bracket of the 1-1 section for next week.
Where very well played map and match by both of these two teams. Like, just thinking back, the first map was a 7-5. We then had a 7, that was of course on Clubhouse. Then we had a 7-3 on Chalet, if I remember correctly. And now again another 7-5 or 5-7 in the favor of MVG. A beautiful matchup. Really map going like one by one really nicely. But in the end, MVG proving themselves to just be a little bit better than the side of Asgard. and earning ourselves a space in the midsection of round 3, where of course Team Asgard will drop down to the lower bit of the round 3 brackets, which we can actually bring up talking about brackets, where we can actually get a bit of an idea how things are looking right now. There we can see it, Asgard already sitting there in the lower bit of round 3. Of course, none of these positions are actually fixed at this point, as of course Buchholz is a bit of a difficult tiebreaker and a bit of a difficult system, where it can literally be impacted till the very last match, even till the match of Aspire and Penta. Things can still change for all of the teams. So Buchholz a bit of a tricky to predict which team will end up in which position on the bracket, but at least it gives you a bit of an idea where the teams will be going, Mighty.
Definitely shows something. And if you just look one more minute into the other teams that we have located in the 0-1 section, already previously lost in the first week and still have to play this week to find out which teams are going down in these 0-2 brackets. We have an E-Wave down there. We have a Yuk. We have a Master. We have a Solaire. We have an Aspire. And we have a Panta Club. All these teams are great names. All these teams have proved they deserve a spot here at ESA throughout the qualifiers. And I don't imagine a single team out of these where Ask could say, okay, we take them as our opponents because there will be an easy run. That won't happen as of the names that are provided down there. None of these teams have deserved to be down there, but it just means they've played themselves down there because we have teams in the upper hands that are just as well renowned and are a little bit stronger proved out in their first week. But that means also we are in the middle of a new week. That means we have some more matches coming in. So slide up to the next match of tomorrow. That will be E-Wave Esports against Team Master. Same date, better said, new date tomorrow, same time as it is 1930 CEST.
Yeah, indeed. Another match here coming up tomorrow. Beautiful one, which is also going to be brought to you by Pasta and Pubul. Well, basically making their first appearance here on ESA Season 9 for this season. So I'm very excited to see the two of those guests again for ESA Cup. They've done very well in the previous season, so I'm very happy to see them again. And for now, of course, Mighty, you've done a great job tonight. It was a pleasure to guest with you. But of course, also behind the scenes, we had Nanos running the production tonight, the stream for tonight, and Proxima doing the observing. So thank you all for being there. Also, thank you to our viewers, and thank you for the two teams for bringing us this big spectacle of a game. But for now, it's all over for tonight. We'll see each other tomorrow with just another beautiful game coming up. Have a good evening.
Bye-bye.